Yes, good evening, Biafrans all over the world. Good evening. I want to welcome each and every one of us to this wonderful program this evening, 23rd of August. Sorry, guys, not August, but July 28th of August of July 2024. August keep coming into my mouth, so but I have to apologize for that. But we have what we have on the screen, unfortunately, is 27th. So I would urge um, our technical director to please edit the moving line on the screen. Today is July 28th, 2024, and it's my pleasure to be here on Biafra Television Europe exclusive with Nwada Jovister, who will be conducting a wonderful interview today. And we'll be having our guest who will be introducing himself in the shortest possible time. Today, we are not going to read any of the press releases as usual, as accustomed to us on this channel, because of the program we are going to run today. And that program is also going to give people the opportunity to call into the program, ask their questions, and also contribution. So it's going to take a more lengthy hour in rounding it up. So we are going to, summarize some of our activities to make sure that we save time and also be able to give our people opportunity, both those in Biafra land, not to spend much of their data following this program. I want to welcome each and every one of you. If you are joining us at this hour, please, wherever you are, we are on satellite, we are on Biafra Television, live Facebook page, and all the channels. We would like you to go share this program, invite your friends, invite your well wishers and our enemies as well, because it's important that everybody join us on this wonderful program. And it is 7:39 p.m. Biafra time, and I want to, at this point in time, welcome our Nwada Jovista to the program. Nwada, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mazi Patrick, and good evening to wonderful viewers all over the world. Mazi Patrick, it's nice having you once again today. Good evening from here.
Thank you very much, Nwada. Unfortunately, there is a breakage in transmission. I don't know if it's from my end, but unfortunately, we are having a very bad weather here in Veneto, Italy. At this point, there is a very heavy rain and the wind blowing all over the place. And unfortunately, we'll continue to have power shortage as a result of this bad weather. But notwithstanding, we'll have to proceed. While we wait for our guest to introduce himself, I want to welcome Wada once again, and also like to ask Wada, so how are you doing, Wada Jovista?
I am doing great, just that I can see you are doing great too. You are looking amazing and awesome since you went out today for your Sunday.
Yes, yes, of course. We are pushing as usual. So we will be taking a series of issues. We'll be talking about issues that has to do with Biafra struggle. We'll also be talking about issues that has to do with IPOB, that are internally based issues. And I believe that a lot of our people would want us to dive into so many of these issues. Though there are certain issues of IPOB that we would not want to bring in the open because they are internal and for security purposes. But the pertinent ones that are important for our people will be discussed, and questions will be asked, and answers will be given. And I believe that our guest who will be joining us is in a better position as well to respond to some of your concerns. And I know that Biafrans will show some level of decorum and conduct themselves as we proceed in this program. While we wait for our guest to join us, I would like to also inform Biafrans that in the shortest possible time, we'll be having a WhatsApp number for you to call in. And we're also having an alternative Skype line for those who are on Skype to also call in as a means of their contribution to this wonderful program. Today is Sunday, 28th of July, 2024. August almost entered my mouth again, but I
Since
resisted it.
August is your birthday, since
Huh?
August is your birthday, and I want to remind you that August is going to be my birthday. So get prepared. Since you're saying August, August, so get ready for me, August 22nd.
Beautiful. We are going to take more details and send her a gift to Nwada Jovister on August 2nd as she celebrates her birthday. And until then, we are going to wish you her birthday in a very special
All
way.
right,
So
as you're
I
waiting
want
for August to come, and before our guests will come in, we have a quick notice because it's very, very imperative we read out this notice to our people as we continue to before we bring in our special and very important guest. Let's take this notice. It's a very quick one from the Facebook page of Mazi Chinasa. The the notice says Igbo politicians must be very cautious of visiting UK on any medical matters. Times are dangerous. Bear in mind, if not today, it might happen tomorrow. If not, if they don't if they don't buy you on a medical ground, they will imprison you for one thing or the other. Also, they must conspire to rendition you or kidnap you and hand you over to Nigerian government on issues relating to corruption because they are in agreement with Nigerian government that you are in one way or the other supporting Biafra agitation. The death of Senator Ifeanyi Oba should be investigated by his family and prominent Igbos who have the capacity to do that because the Nigerian government won't investigate Senator Ifeanyi Oba's sudden death. Clearly, I can feel you. I can tell you there is foul play. The UK government is part of the plot to eliminate wealthy Igbo politicians and businessmen because Nigerian government reports against IPOB activities and sponsors in Europe and beyond is that all Igbos are supporters of Biafra agitation. Take this to the bank. The question is, what are these Igbo politicians looking for in UK? An enemy state that have enslaved Biafra stole our resources. There are many countries having better medical facilities than UK. Let's think and reflect. We are in dangerous time. Be cautious. From the Facebook page of General Commander Mazi Chinasa, where you can go back there to look at that information, to get it very well, and then do justice as demanded. Mazi Patrick, over to you.
Yes, we saw the event that have taken place in the last few days, and first of all, we saw the demise of Iwanyanwu, and Scotty demands that whoever passes, that condolence will be sent to the families, and we want to use also this opportunity to do that, send condolence to the families of the demised. Individuals, notwithstanding that we do not agree with them on certain terms and principles, but you do not mock the dead. We've seen a lot of concerns online. We've also seen so many of our people with different opinions. Uh, but as far as the dead is concerned, who would always show respect because everybody is destined to have the same end at the end of the day. For Biafran politicians visiting the United Kingdom for whatever reason, it is because they have failed in putting the right infrastructure in their communities. And that is why you see them always running to where infrastructures exist, where you see them go to the UK for medical tourism and different kind of you know conditions that as Biafrans we are capable, we have the capacity to handle some of these medical issues if the right infrastructures were put in place. Unfortunately, they have failed themselves by not doing what they are supposed to do, by not making sure that infrastructure that sees basic infrastructures for that matter that sees to the life of our people, is put in place to be able to handle some of the needs of the people. But because they feel that they have the resources, that they can always fly to any part of the world for whatever medical situation or resolve their personal individual problem. They care less about the general populace. They care less about their people. They are so egoistic and so selfish that they forget that a day will come when they themselves too will be victims of their failure to put the right infrastructure in place. We saw the issue of Ekweremadu, who went to the UK to do organ transplant, and how the story ended because he failed to put some of these infrastructures, medical facilities in his community, despite his position at the time as a Senate president and all the positions he has, he had the privilege to occupy in politics. And today he's paying the bigger price by running to the UK for medical assistance. And today he's in prison. Uh, and these are the ways that the reward come to them. And we believe that at some point they're going to have a rethink and start doing the needful. Wada. I don't know if Wada is on with us. Anyway, Wada is having a breakage in transmission. I don't know if it's from my end. Uh, okay, so as Wada is trying to deal with her technical issues, I would like us to confirm if Mazi Chinasa is live with us. If we can bring him in. Okay, beautiful. So while we wait for Mazi Chinasa to join us, Ada, have you been able to resolve your technical problem?
I think I'm through with that.
Okay, so we'll be waiting for Mazi Chinasa to join us in the program. And we want to welcome Biafrans all over the world. Please share this program as you join. Tag your friends and make sure that people around you also benefit from today's wonderful program. And I also want to announce that the Radio Biafra is having some technical issues, so you might not be able to get our transmission on Radio Biafra on IPOB Community Radio until that is sorted out. But I can promise that this program will be aired also on Radio Biafra in subsequent days ahead. So we want to welcome Mazi Chinasa to the program. Mazi, welcome to the program.
Mazi Patrick, good evening, and Mazi and Wada Jovita, good evening. Thank
Agone
you,
Chamber, Biafra, you are welcome to the program.
thank you, my fellow comrades. Good evening, Biafrans and all the lovers of freedom. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on this program today. This is BTV, Biafran Television. Um, really, a couple of days back, when Mazi Patrick and one other principal officer had a call with me. I think it has been escaping my mind that BTV is supposed to give the attention we are giving it today. And I can promise every Biafran listening, some of our programs like this will be aired always on Biafran television. Today, um, unfortunately, for a couple of months now, I have not been able to come on air because we have some technical issues on our radio on ground, and we are working seriously. Some of them are already back, and couple of I think a week ago, I sent out an apology to all Biafrans that are most of our radio in Biafra land um, are having some technical issues. This is raining season. We are having a lot of lightning and thunderstorm that affects the radio transmission. But I can promise you, in a couple of days, many other cities, many other towns and stations will be back on air. Notwithstanding, Biafrans, everybody is on social media. Share this link. It is being shared in IPOB media forums and shared on WhatsApp. Let people join this program because what you might hear today on this particular program, unless you heard a repeated program, you won't be able to have that opportunity to ask that particular question you want to ask maybe this evening because I know today a lot of issues will be treated. We will give out informations that Biafrans need to know, the ones that will help them in their day-to-day activities. Today, we will clarify certain informations, we will clarify certain rumors, and we are going to straighten things and give our people the hope and courage that they need so that we can be able to get to the end of this struggle. Thank you, Mazi, Patrick, and Wanda Jovita. Ndewono.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you very much. Wanda, I think the floor is open for whatever question that you want to put forward. First of all, to Mazi Chinasa. You can go ahead, please.
All right, thank you, Mazi Patrick. Wonderful viewers, as we know that IPOB project is for freedom and restoration of Biafra as we continue working towards the dissolution of Nigerian state. We can't do without talking about Nigeria and reasons why we have rejected Nigeria. Now, Mazi Chinasa, we have the trending today, and the trending has been on for some weeks, for some days, and is getting heated up. And that trending is about the protest, which Nigerian security agency said that they would not condone anarchy in the guise of a nationwide protest. And the major reason for for their major reason for rejecting the protest is that the protest would destabilize the nation. So, Mazichino Sawori, I'm now putting the question to you: is Nigeria not already in anarchy stage? And secondly, has Nigerian state ever been stable?
Thank you, Wanda Jovita. A couple of months now, it's not now, before a couple of, let me say, early this year, um, people also try to drag IPOB into protest. And we made it very clear that we are not participating in any protest. Come forward a couple of weeks back, there is a heated, people, they are mobilizing. But as far as I can tell you, IPOB supports anything that can bring Nigeria down. We don't mind sword for that. If the protests that Nigerians are organizing, because the nation is already at the stage, where everybody need to give up. If Nigerians decided to protest, the Igbos, the Biafrans are advised to stay away from the protest. But that should not stop us from, putting more fire instigating the protest to happen. It's not going to stop us because there is an Igbo adage that says, "Mbada daribi, uru dinta." If Nigeria fails tomorrow, it is in our own advantage. Why we said we are not participating? Because we know Nigeria is collapsing and they are looking for a scapegoat. They are looking for people they will tag that they were responsible. Of course, the activities of IPOB is responsible from what is happening in Nigeria today. Nobody can deny that fact. IPOB is an institution that had been able to bring Nigeria to its knees. And the Nigerian government knows that. They have spent money trying to tag IPOB, they tarnish the image of IPOB, trying to change the narrative, the activities of IPOB. Actually, we do not want to destroy Nigeria if Nigeria lets us go. If Nigeria allows us to go tomorrow, we have nothing to do with Nigeria. But as long as Nigeria continue to hold Biafrans, continue to hold thousands of indigenous people of Biafra in detention, extraordinary rendition of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, extrajudicial killings against Biafrans, extortion. In fact, our land is under siege by the Nigerian government. So the rumor they are carrying around, we are following the program, we are following the things that they are doing. But I'm using this opportunity to talk to Biafrans. Today is today is Sunday. By tomorrow, any Biafran that you are living outside Biafra land, you have to do one thing. Number one, if you have any valuable things in your business premises, if you have, we don't want to hear people say we left some cash in our shops, they stole the cash, they stole our. If you know any valuable things in your business environment, when you go to shop, when you go to your business tomorrow, move all of them. If you know most of your goods that are very valuable for you, move them to a safe place. Stay at home. Because this protest, let me tell you the game of the Nigerian government. Let me tell you. You know, Nigerian government, they know something is wrong. They know Nigeria is collapsing. But they know if IPOB participates in this protest, it will be very deadly and it is something they cannot control because already they are playing religious and the tribal politics. That is what they are using to disorganize the youth. And you see them every day, they are shouting IPOB, Peter Obi. You know why they're doing that? They doing it thinking that IPOB will be running away, we will be on self defense. No, IPOB is not involved. IPOB is no. We understand this game so that if we have the idea or if we have the plans to participate, we will because they do not want IPOB to participate in this protest. But we are not fools. We are not also participating in this protest because, Mazi, can you hear me? Am I coming out clear?
Yes, Mazi, go ahead. I think
Okay,
one that Jovita is having some technical issues, but she will take it. Now. Go ahead, please.
okay. So now you found that Nigeria screaming the name of IPOB, screaming the name of P2B. Why are they screaming these two names? They know P2B is their opposition. Is their opposition. He have the ability to mobilize the people. There is nothing wrong if P2B decided to participate in a protest. I don't think there is anything wrong. After all of them shouting, Tinubu himself shouting, he is the father of protest. During the time of Nedeko, if Tinubu had been protesting in Nigeria, many of those politicians, religious bodies, many of them protested during Wole Soyinka, all of them, they protested during the time of Jonathan for bad governance or for fuel subsidy. And suddenly, if Peter Obi want to participate, I don't think Peter Obi, there is anything wrong because he's an opposition party in Nigeria. So if Peter Obi decided to participated in a protest, I don't think there is any crime holding him. But IPOB, they know the capacity of IPOB. They know what we can do. That is why you see them shouting, IPOB is planning protests. They are planning, they are doing it so for us to say, oh, we don't want to be involved. No, we have passed this stage. We don't reason with our feelings. We are reasoning with our mind. Do you understand me? We are strategic. We understand their game. We understand everything they are playing. Now, the reasons IPUB will not participate in this protest a lot. Number one, in 2020, when the protest happened in Nigeria, the NSAS protest, it started in Lagos. Many people killed in Lagos were Igbo people who helped and championed that protest. Nobody talk about them till today. But where they killed most of the people that participated in end protest is in Iguacha. It is the end protest, end SARS protest that led to the massacre in Obibo. Because they say it is during that end SARS protest that people burnt a police station. Because of that, Wike unleashed that mayhem in Obibo. A lot of people were killed. In Abia State, many people were killed. In Enugu, we know many people that died during that NSAS protest. But when you see them, they talk about NSAS protest, it looks like it ended only in Lagos. And that's a complete lie. Now, secondly, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was um was still walking free, he encouraged the Nigerian youths to partake, to speak up. Yes, he encouraged them to participate in the protest because they have to speak up. But at the end of the day, you see that the Tinubu, they said he's the one, the Yorubas turned it that we are the ones, or Nnamdi Kanu is the one that instigated people to burn Tinubu hotels, to burn. Do you understand me? Because in Nigeria, it's always a tribal politics. Nigerians don't play. Forget about all these things they are doing. You see them. That is why you see down in the north, you see the Muslim, you see Sheikh Gumi presently mobilizing the Muslims, the Alamajiris. He's telling them that protest against a bad government is not haram. That everybody they can protest. It is a signal he's giving to the Alamajiris. This is the Muslim, that means he has been gotten from the Muslim converts. Now, you come to the Yoruba side, they are telling you it is P2B. You know, our people supposed to know what happened to them in Lagos during the voting period. They are telling you it's P2B. Now they turn out because the IPOB is in control of the Southeast region. They now start putting a blame on IPOB, on IPOB, on IPOB. But making it very clear, we are not stepping backward from the protest because they are saying IPOB. No, because they are thinking those things will push us. No, in this particular context, IPOB will act as the hyena. We won't kill, but we will wait for people to kill so we can grab the meat. That is our position. And we are watching everything step they take, any move they will make. That is why I said from the beginning that anything that will lead to the destruction of Nigeria is highly welcome. We welcome it. We- Am I still coming out very clearly? I'm seeing some noise from
Please,
the
who
background,
is?
Marvin.
Yeah, there is a noise on the background. Please, can somebody please mute?
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
Mazi, go.
okay, okay. So at the end of the day, in this particular protest, Biafrans will act, IPOB will act and play the role of a hyena, waiting for the lion, the tiger, and the leopards to kill. When they kill, we go to grab. That is our position on this protest. I'm saying it. Biafrans should make sure that they do not participate. And let me tell you, there is an intelligent report available. That is why also I'm saying these things this evening. There is an intelligent report that they want to use this opportunity. If you are an Igbo, you are living in the north, you are living in the west. If they are doing their protest, I will advise you to stay in your house. Do not say, let me go. It doesn't concern me that IPOB said we should not participate, that we should go and do what? Do our business. Do not do that. I will advise every Biafran, every Igbo man, everybody from the southeastern region living in the northern part of Nigeria, living in Lagos, do not say on your own, the protests do not concern me, let me go to my business. Be assured they will use that opportunity. They might kill you, they might destroy your shops. So it's better. That's why I'm saying move out your valuable things by tomorrow, even this night. If you have valuable things in your shop, move it because you are the target. They will use this opportunity to eliminate many Igbo businessmen if this protest goes out of hand. And then finally, on this particular topic, Mazi, this protest, which they call the hunger protest, I want Biafrans to look at it from a different perspective. You know, the problems facing the regions are not the same. The problem facing the northerners is not the same problem facing us at the present. Our need is different from what they need. Even in the West, our what we want is totally different. Our major problem now is grant Biafrans a referendum, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from illegal detention. For them, they are talking about hunger. They are talking about hunger in the north. They're talking about hunger in the west. I don't mean that things are easy for us, but every region have their priority. For now, our priority is not about hunger. And early this year, IPOB knows what is going to happen. They knows the plan. We encourage our people go into farming. And I use this opportunity. There are many people who head to that clarion call. We see some, even though we might not be on the same page, but we see some governors who participated in that, like from Bayelsa, Abia, Enugu, and Anambra. They participated in agricultural project this year. This is recommendable. In the next month, people will start harvesting new yams. They will start harvesting a lot of things. There will be availability of food. Now, in the West, it doesn't mean they do not plant. But what we think, our analysis is that you see the Western world want to push in the agricultural produce, the GMO. You know they have signed it. Now, how do you think they will implement it? They can sign it. It's normal. They can sign the implementation of the GMO, but they can sign the agreement with the Tinubu government. Then they will move to this next stage. What is the next stage? They must mobilize people to shout about hunger. Hunger. They will unleash protest. The protest Nigerians are doing is for hunger. Hunger. And when they are shouting hunger, remember, that is their purpose. Hunger. Hunger. As they are shouting for hunger, what the Western world will do, those who want to introduce GMO produce in Nigeria, what they will do is they will say, hey, Tinubu, come, let's. They are shouting about hunger. We have the remedy. They say, how can you solve this problem? They say, we have GMO fruits, GMO seedlings. We can plant it in 2 months. There will be food all over Nigeria. Maze, that is the way to introduce the GMO. Do not be surprised that the hunger protest Nigerians are talking about. You know, the hunger protest, it have an undertone. There is a little voice behind it. There are people behind this voice. And this voice is also do not neglect the Western powers because they will use it to push in the GMO products into Nigeria. They will tell the government, your people are shouting out for hunger. Your people are shouting they do not have food, but we want to help you. And how do we help you? It is only the GMO we can plant today and harvest after 1 month. We can plant today and harvest, and then automatically they will accept. All these things are games and tactics government use. You see them, they have signed, but they don't know. Even if Tinubu refused to implement it, they kick him out and find somebody who will make the implementation. That is how these people work. That is why we said our problem is not hunger. Our problem is not anything to do with hunger. Yes, we are hungry. People are hungry. But that is not our priority. It's not the priority of Biafrans right now. So that's why we say everybody must be very, very careful. Do not participate in the Nigerian protest. The leadership is on a look, and we advise every Biafran, all IPOB media warriors. I think you will get the circular this night or tomorrow. From the night of 31st, everybody will be on standby for analysis, for able to communicate to our people, because you will be getting instructions on how we have to tackle. If you are in Lagos, you are in the north, you still have time. You can leave Lagos tomorrow, come back to the east. It is very, very necessary, because these hunger protests have a different underground hands that are pushing it for introduction of GMO, pushing it to make sure IPOB is tagged. They are looking for every means. For 3 years, they have looked for many means to demonize IPOB, tarnish the image of IPOB, especially to the international community. So I am talking about IPOB, the Igbos not to participate. I am talking about, if you are talking about P2B, I feel P2B have right as a Nigerian, as a political opposition, if he decides to protest, unless he's afraid that maybe people will say that they will, but he's an opposition. He have right. He's a Nigerian citizen. He's a former presidential aspirant of the Labour Party. He have right to protest in Nigeria. Nobody should intimidate him. Nobody should harass him if he want to protest. If he want to call for protest, I don't think that anybody have the reason or any gut to stop him from protesting. But in all, if the protest goes as those behind it is planning it, I bet you Biafrans will benefit from it. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Mazi Chinasa. That's quite a long rendition there, and interesting explanations have been made. And I believe that our people are paying attention to some of these explanations. And it's also very, very important that our people follow this program, because a lot of issues will be discussed. We'll be also be discussing about the said negotiation proposal of for the release of Mazi Nnamdi. And all these issues will be coming up subsequently. I want to urge Biafrans to share this program. Please share this program. Tag your friends and make sure that everybody join. As we are speaking, we get information that IPOB Community Radio is down at the moment, the application. And for now, everybody have to go on Biafra television channel to, if you haven't liked the channel, go and like it, go and follow it, so that you'll be able to get notification each time our program is coming up. Wanda, is there any other question you have for Mazi Chinasa Woru before I proceed with
Yeah,
the
let me throw one more question before you go ahead. Mazi Chinasa, the question I want to ask is this. I believe that at this very critical stage that Nigerians are confused if Nigeria is a democratic country or actually a military regime, because we see the army at random issuing press statements at will. In this very protest, they've issued a press statement that people should not protest, that the protest may be hijacked by hoodlums, this, that. Just like they did one of recent concerning our HOD, when army just woke up and declared him wanted. In a democratic setting, do the army suppose to be issuing press statements at will or anytime they wish?
Thank you, Wada. Um, Everybody will know the manner in which the Nigerian army conducts itself and its activities. Presently, I will tell you, for them declaring Mazi Chike Dozie wanted, presently IPOB is in court with the Nigerian military. And the two times the court have sat, they refuse to show up in the court. presently. I think we made a press release during that time, and we told them we are going to court for them to come and prove why they declared Chike Doziem the head of the indigenous people of Biafra Directorate of State. We sued them to court in the Nigerian Federal High Court, and the two sittings, the Nigerian military have not um, uh, attended that court proceedings. And I think the another court proceeding will be coming, I think, after the judiciary recess, their holiday. So, sabbatical, I mean, their sabbatical leave. I think after that, I think we'll get another date. But I can tell you, the Nigerian military, they have their, let me say, they have their Armed Forces Act. There are many civil offenses the Nigerian military is committing against civilians in Nigeria, especially against Biafra, from burglary to extortion to robbery to arson to beyond harassment. There are a lot of them. I think we will come to that later on. But one thing you have to know, the handwriting or the hands of former military generals are still ruling Nigeria. That thing is what you have to know. So we can't automatically say Nigeria is in a democratic government, just democracy by mouth. Because if you look at those who still control the politics, if you look at the northern oligarchy, there are still the military presidents, there are still powerful military army generals who are still at the background of most of these things that are happening. And as a country that is full of corruption, they themselves also have sold their integrity. They work with criminals. You heard about a military officer, I think um, uh, one of the Nigerian personalities was on radio, is it on channel television, talking about how a former military defense chief or Aziza, stole over 60 something billion, and the money was, it was siphoned out of Nigeria, and the money was stacked in a USA bank. There is nowhere the Nigerian government or the Nigerian leadership or their so-called democracy have never been accepted. You ask yourself, what kind of democracy are they practicing? For me, I believe there are countries. Democracy should not be the Western type of democracy, which is being imposed in Nigeria. Those who are imposing those democracy, in their own country, they try their best to carry out democracy in a very plain way where the public and the people will participate. But what they sold to us is totally different. I live in an Arab country where development is going on in a very high rate. You can say they do not have democracy, but they have good life. You go to China, they used to criticize. China, they call it a communist state. They do not have, but their life, they have developed far better than many countries in Europe that are practicing democracy. You come to Libya, when Gaddafi was there, are Libyans not living better? I do not agree that democracy is a tool for a better development or to make the life of people what living. So in Nigeria, anything that is sold in Nigeria, it is designed for the interest of the Western power. You know, for a very long time, we say UK, British government. British government is getting tired where we are, and it is the American government that have took over all these things. So, what democracy are you talking about? Democracy that they somebody that have a criminal record, somebody that they say they convicted in their own court, they decided to still approve him as the president of Nigeria. Somebody they spoke about, he have fake certificates. Somebody they said there was all kind of reports against him, but still, in their own country, they won't accept that. But in our own, they impose it. Did you see how Labour won in the UK government, the democracy? Did you see members of the parliament? Did you see how young? None of them is above 33 years. But look at the people they say they are doing democracy for us. The people that goes to the Senate, House of Representatives, even some of them that are up to 70 years, they still answer youth. They will still give them the position of youth. How many people? So I don't see Nigeria. We can't even, do you understand me, classify Nigeria as a country that practices democracy. The democracy being practiced in Nigeria is just on, it's on lips. It's just a lips democracy. Because if you check the way they conduct their elections, is full of rigging, thuggery, killing, snatching of ballot boxes. Do you understand me? Fake results, announcement of those who did not even participate in the election. We saw, everybody thought, that was why Peter Obi was kicked out, because he's coming, as a gentleman. It doesn't work in Nigeria. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. When if it is democracy, Tinubu cannot come out and tell you this is my turn. You saw what the daughter is saying. He said, "This is my father's turn. Nobody should protest. He still have 3 years. Nobody should do anything." Is this democracy? So, trying to discuss about democracy in Nigeria is something, discussing something that people won't even understand. Only the Western world knows what they are playing in Nigeria. They sold something they called democracy for Africa, especially in Nigeria. Their democracy is to help them to exploit us, to steal our resources, control our human resources. I mean, everything. There is nothing. Nigeria cannot be proud of anything. They are proud of nothing. So I don't see us talking the military. The military can never. They cannot. Look at what they used to do. Look at their activities in Biafra land. Look at their extrajudicial killings in Biafra land. People are being,
Mazi, I think we have to come to that gradually because we'll be
yes,
giving that
yes.
specific topic the required attention that is needed. But in my own contribution, I would say that the problem is not the democracy itself. The problem is when you put a democracy on a foundation that is faulty, you can never get any result. So no kind of government will be introduced in Nigeria that is going to work because the Nigerian foundation is faulty, and you cannot put anything on something and you expect it to stand. So even if you bring in the best system of government in Nigeria, it is not going to work because the constitution of Nigeria itself, as a people, the way the formation and the amalgamation itself has a question to answer, and that is the reason we are where we are today. So it's not a question of democracy, communism, whatever system you introduce into Nigeria.
Maze, I will tell you it is. You know why I differ? Because that is the terminology used to build all this false foundation. They told our people we have something called democracy where everybody will participate equally. And the British rigged the first election that they introduced. So they know what democracy, they know how it can be manipulated. So democracy they sold for us, just like the kind of religion they sold to us, is totally different from the content or the context of that democracy. Let me tell you, the Western world can never give us something that will make Africa to grow. That is why they have a problem with China. Do you understand me? Couple of weeks back, I think it's DW, one of the distant said, "Hey, what is Russia doing for your country? They are now number one export of gold." I went to their page and I commented. I think they deleted it because I asked them for over 3 decades, for 30 years, who are those on top of the export of gold, natural resources from Africa? They have been there. Just maybe Russia have never been even the come to the even the top 10 exporters. But the moment, maybe this year, that Russia have become a top exporter, you see how they twist, and people with feeble minds will tell, oh, Russia have done this. Maze, whatever they sold to us, the democracy they sold to us, it is not helping our people. I'm telling you, I have seen countries where monarch are ruling and the people are living better. Go to Brunei, come to Kuwait, to Saudi Arabia, UAE. They may have their parliament, and those parliament, the monarch can, the Amir or the Sheikh can dissolve it anytime they want, for those. But bringing mostly criminals, manipulators, as people who are representing people, I don't think we can get it right.
Yes, so Maz, that is the basis to this discussion, because when you talk about democracy in the context of the Nigerian setting, the question is Nigeria put together to function and succeed in a democratic.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
when we talk about democracy in Nigeria, we should be looking at the foundation of the contraption itself. Like I
Yes.
said earlier, you cannot build anything on a faulty foundation and you expect it to stand. And I think that is the number one issue that should be addressed, the foundation, the formation of Nigeria as a country. And that is why we are all here gathered today. And that is why we've been all these years
Ma-
questioning the basis to the
yes.
formation of
Mazi,
Nigeria as an
before
entity.
before we go far, there was a question one that Jovita asked. He said the military, the security, they are saying people should not protest. Let me tell you, every Biafran listening very well. The DSS have already formed WhatsApp groups. Everybody have to be very careful. The DSS, the military intelligence, NIA, the police intelligence, they have been asked to form WhatsApp groups, say is to end hunger protest. Do you understanding me? And they are encouraging people who are supporting this protest to join. That is, this is where they will communicate. Now, if you look at what they are planning, they are not planning for the protest to succeed. The protest will fail because they are putting up their missionaries to divide the youth. They are putting up the missionaries to use religious issues to divide the protest. They are using tribalism to divide the protest. But that is not our problem. Our problem is the security output or the security apparatus in Nigeria. They can never respect human rights. They can never respect anybody's, even if you're a politician in their midst, if the order is given to bring you down, they will bring you down because all the work is for the interest of those that owns the country. Everybody knows those who owns Nigeria. Everybody knows those who dictates what happened in Nigeria. So if they do not accept, I'm telling you, people will be killed, people will be, and it's unfortunate the way they operated this protest. I have never seen any country where it's taking them months. They put up a flyer, we're organizing, they inform them, and the people are negotiating. Some people are also negotiating with government to take money from them. That these people, do you understanding me? Some people contacted IPOB. Oh, we want this protest. How is it happening? So that we see if how to talk. We say, get away from here. We don't talk about protest. Some people are using also the name of IPOB, threatening the government to collect money from them. That IPOB will join the protest, you need to settle them. That is one thing that you found in Nigeria. They play all this game. They play all these things. Don't be surprised why they are mentioning IPOB. Some criminal-minded people have been talking to some people. It's IPOB that is trying to ferment this trouble. We need to settle them. This has been a tactic that have been using. So all these things are things when you look at how Nigeria operates, you can't even classify them as a democratic government. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Mazi Nnamdi. Mazi Chinasa. You see, when I think, every time I have the thinking of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi, can always on my mind. And I hope that soon he will be free from detention. And from what I heard recently, that the infiltrators who are also trying to drag IPOB into the protest have made certain demands, including that some of the reasons for the protest is to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see, so a way to make it look as if that the protest is an IPOB project. But that is by the way, because we understand the game and we are ahead of them. Mazi, let us take this question because it's very, very important. Since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's extraordinary rendition from Kenya, we have seen series of events and we have seen how things have moved back and forth and shakings here and there, both within and surroundings of IPOB, where we have also seen different activities that are contradictory to our values. Now, I want to ask, how have IPOB been able to survive, especially in the leadership, being able to manage some of these situations? I've asked you that question in few occasions, but I think I also want to ask you again. How have you been able to uh, do it in the leadership to keep IPOB afloat?
Mazi, thank you very much. Mazi, this is a very, very, in one thing I love with IPOB, especially the present leadership, these are people that believe that it is better to work than to make noise.
Okay, wait. Okay, Mazi Chinasa, before you proceed, I also want to let our people, want to let our people to know that we are live on IPOB Community Radio. That have been taken care of, fixed. And I think that Mazi Jonathan is live there transmitting on BTV as well. We're also live. You can also download the BTV app and tune into CH1 where, yes, where you can get our transmission. The IPOB community radio app have been taken care of, have been fixed. And for those of you who have the app on your phones and your Android can download. For those who haven't downloaded, you can also download the BTV application on your phone, on your Android and whatever phone you are using that has internet on it. So please go ahead and tune into IPOB Community Radio. You can join us from there. Mazi Chinasa, will continue from where you stop, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi. Thank you for that good news. I know it will be back. I know the IPOB radio will be back before the program will go far. Mazi, the question you ask is very, very interesting question. But what I can tell you is that the IPOB leadership, at least this, my fellow comrades I know, they believe more to do the work because we have a very difficult work in our hand. Um, People do not understand how IPOB operates before now, before the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I'm saying it also, saying it on radio, that when the rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leadership was shocked. The leadership did not even know where to pick up from because there are certain things that we do not have information about them, which, if it is a system, I can tell you it is a flawed system. Whosoever that advised Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I used to say it when the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was moving around the whole world preaching about Biafra, everywhere he's going, Biafrans was always ready to welcome him there and make sure he lives from that country peacefully, even when he came to Kuwait. But whoever and those who were behind, to isolate him from the IPOB leadership, push him until he fall into this trap. I'm sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is, he have known that maybe he had made a mistake. Because I bet you, had it been IPOB knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was being held in Kenya, I swear to God, we will never allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be renditioned. We will never allow it. But it has happened. That's to show you when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, we passed hell. Hell. I knew very well that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, many IPOB officers could not get themselves, let me say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I will tell you one of our IPOB member who is a principal officer, he told me he just for many years, he has not been home. So along the line, he came home that particular time. He said the same day he arrived at home in his father's compound. He arrived that particular date, he arrived. He said he just entered his father's compound. In less than 5 hours, he arrived in his father's compound. Somebody who has not been home for many years. The, the moment he arrived, he heard that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been renditioned to Nigeria. Just that his passport in his pocket, he take off again. He ran also. Mazi, during this period, many IPOB members have lost their direct families. Some IPOB members, their wives left them. Some IPOB principal officers, their wife also took them, making problem, calling their own husband that they are supporting IPOB. That is how dangerous what we are doing. That is how dangerous it is. Many people do not know where their wives and children are. These are challenges. And while people are going through these things, there are people who are moving around in Nigeria who are collecting money, sit somewhere, and talk a mess about the IPOB leadership. Mazi, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, money were given out. And when that money was going on, you found out a lot of stupid people, they were all, when they give them money, they come on social media, they mess up, they talk all they have to talk. But I'm happy that it is because of our resoluteness, our determination. Because what I realized that time is that people were emitting those negative energy, blackmail, to make sure that whether the IPOB leadership will back off and they throw in the towel. Mazi, I can tell you categorically that everything that happened was systematically planned. While you see the attack hammering on IPOB leadership because of what? The moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, the leadership swung into action, start to understand certain things because we didn't know. When the people surrounding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they realized both his siblings and those who are close to him, who are directly for his family members, wrong information were given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They see the leadership of IPOB as a threat. That the leadership have started to understand certain things. So what was the plan? Destroy them, make them look bad in the eyes of the people, make them tell them that they are, lies do not last for a century. It just have an expiring date. They started to hammer. They started to say, do them this, do them, they did that. It is an intentional act, Mazi. I am telling you. And many people fall for this trap. There are people I never expect in my life, the role they played during the time of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rendition. We fall apart with many people. People who, at that time, what were they doing? They start pushing the people money. They promise them. Some of them, They promised some of the girls in Biafra land that they are bringing them to America. They made passport for them. You know, some poor girls from poor families, they start to feed information. Some of the small girls in IPOB who were in the family running around our volunteers start to sell information because they want to go to abroad. They were many of them. I tell you, many of the girls they did passport for them. These are the young girls in IPOB. They did passport for them. They were a horrible set of people. There are a lot of young girls in IPOB you see on social media. These are very, very dangerous girls. Maybe you don't see them again on social media. They were dangerous. Mazi, I'm telling you, those girls, you see all these girls you saw when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out, they were following, making noise. You see them, they post on social media. The moment they hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all those girls was used against IPOB. Some of those girls, they even was working with a Berima. Some of them were collecting ransom for them. I don't want to mention names, but I bet some of them we are watching them where they are. We put up a report in that country they are because it's one day. Now many of them did a lot of horrible things. There are people on social media, you see them, they are not talking because they know what they are talking. They are talking because of money. That money was given to them. And I want to tell Biafrans this thing. Everybody listen. I have said it, I said it to myself. What I don't know, I don't know. But anything I know today, if there is a need to inform Biafrans, I will inform them. Reasons are we are under oath. When I do not know, there was no problem. But now that I know, if I see it will endanger the life of our IPOB members, it will endanger the life of a fellow principal officers, I will inform Biafrans. Adega ama ama echi, because we all swear that you will never do anything that will jeopardize the life of any principal officer or anything that will jeopardize the restoration of Biafra. That is why when they kick in those actions, Mazi, nobody will arrest you because of self-determination. I am telling you the fact. Let me give you an example like Julius Assange. How many years did they drag Julius Assange? It's because he released some confidential documents to the public. But they are not holding him on that. They were pursuing him because of a woman rape. All this thing. This is what they have used to pin him down for many years. That is why we said every IPOB member, principal officer, when those things happen, we are raising alarm. Do not think that the country will catch you because of IPOB, because you are fighting for self-determination. Self-determination is your right. You are covered. But what they do is they will look for something, any criminal activity that they will use to implicate you, to give them the room to be able to arrest you. For example, you are living in a country officially. You have your documents. You are doing Biafra, nobody will come to you. But if they're planning for you, they will be looking. Maybe they want to see, are you doing drug business? Are you doing some illegal things? That is what they will be looking to use to catch you. I am saying it here. That's why we continue to shout for IPOB members. But people, because of money, Mazi, the problem we had were people that were inside this struggle who do not. They saw this, some people are in this struggle, they are psychophants. They will call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they praise him. They praise him, so that they can get something from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of us, many of us, don't live this life. We are men of honor. We have our words. We don't do praise. We are not praise singers. Now, this, these people were one of the people that facilitated a problem inside IPOD. Do you know that some of these people that were given positions that tried to sabotage IPOB, do you know before that, do you know some of them bought that position from money they were giving to some people to convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to give them a position in IPOB? Are you people aware? Are you people aware that this group of women they call what they call them, that's a directorate of a mystery. one or two person of them, they were paying somebody money, asking the person to recommend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to recommend them that they can be able to raise $100,000 for IPOB every month. They were giving money, using it to people were doing what? That is how some of them came. That is to show you it was a long plan. Mazi, from there, these people, and there are people you see coming on social media. Mazi, I can bet you most of the people, many of the people coming on social media to talk craps about this leadership, about the Biafra struggle sometimes, Mazi, look very well. Check them very well. They are people who have considered themselves that the fund of IPOB is their entitlement. Are you understanding me? They feel entitled to IPOB fund. So when they go to toilet and have headache, they call IPOB to give them money. If they call Europe, they request money. They call Asia, they request money. They can't even recharge their own data to come on air without calling one IPOB member somewhere around the world to collect data money before they can be able to broadcast on Radio Biafra or on their page. Many of them ask them, where is your unit? You can be around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is understood. But now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. Are you part of the IPOB family? No. Do you belong to anything the IPOB, official IPOB family? No. They don't belong. But you see them, when somebody gives them money in America and discuss something with them, they come on social media, they talk. These people have gone to the length of anybody they wake up, they give you bill. When you don't give the bill, this leadership does not operate in anyhow. We operate systematically. Many of them who comes on social media, if you doubt me, many of them who come on social media to castigate this leadership, ask them, do you pay dues? Do you pay ordinary dues? Have you ever put your $100 in this struggle? They don't. Some of them believe that because they are with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so whether Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there or not, just that attachment, Jesus Christ, they cannot listen to anything again. I want every one of you to see the people with these attributes. These are the people that are problem in IPOB. These are the problem that continue. Some of them, let me tell you, I'm not going to call their names, but I have everything. I have every information. And the IPOB leadership have been able to survive because we access our information to the highest place. I used to tell people, Oboge my big man, BC, Obe Monya my big man. The ability for the IPOB leadership to access information at the highest top through various means is what have kept IPOB leadership going. That's what have kept IPOB leadership going. It helps us to make decisions that have kept this struggle afloat. Because had it been we are coming on the social media to talk about certain things, what we don't know, I used to tell people who have access to me. If you ask the people in the media, if you ask people in IPOB families, I go to my meetings, I tell them, when you hear something on social media, we have forums. That's what makes you an IPOB member. Throw your question in the forum before you go outside and make caricature of yourself. Do that. Stop carrying unnecessary information. For example, some people some people get offended with me because when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, I was shocked. I make my inquiries. First, I got an inquiry. I'm telling you people. First, I have an information that first it was in Ethiopia. He was adopted. Then after, somebody told me it's in East Africa. It was a confusion. Nobody asked the wife of Onyendu. When I called her, I told her, please, I need this information. Do you have this information? I use it on my own. I walk every step I made. I sent somebody to Kenya. We followed and found out many things. But people are angry because they wanted me to continue to shout that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in the airport. He was arrested in the airport. He was arrested in the airport. They wanted us to be talking these things, making ourselves very stupid people in the eyes of the world. When I came on social media and told people Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya, they adopted him. The Kenyan ambassador came to deny it. But at the end of the day, was it not that? Is that not true? At the end of the day, what happened? So these people, their purpose was they are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, destroy the DOS. You see the counter order, the order and counter order coming from, they say it's coming from Mazi Nnamdi. It was all manipulated information to make sure that IPOB leadership was destroyed. Because the moment they found out we have realized certain things, when somebody know you have found out certain information, you become even at risk. It can lead to even to kill you because they feel you are now a threat to them. They feel that now you have these informations. So at the end of all these things, the IPOB leadership continue to excel. IPOB leadership continue to work with information. They came into the IPOB leadership. They tried to use some people, dislodge IPOB. If IPOB leadership were having meetings, an infiltrator, somebody inside us will open the speaker, a whole DOS meeting, another set of people will be listening to it. Every time we finish meeting, before we make a statement, it's already been made. If we ask, it's already been made. Do you understand me? Then IPOB leadership found out all these loopholes, closed down all these loopholes, and they try to change a lot of things. There are people that they came to this struggle. If you ask them for the past 10 years, you are in this struggle. Are you not a beneficiary from this struggle? Because there are people bringing their money. There are people bringing their money. For example, I'm asking some people, you are an IPOB member, right? Have you given anybody 1 naira? No. But you call people abroad, they send you money because you're an IPOB member. You turn around, you put data, you blackmail people. When you need money, they don't give to you. The best thing you can do, you burn your child, you ask for help. You go to toilet, you ask for help from IPOB member. You do everything you do in life, you ask for help, but you still come and you still cajole IPOB. And today will be the last day I will talk about these people. Next time somebody come to the social media just to disparage IPOB, I will ask all the countries that are sending money to these people to hand over all the transactions. We will make it available on the social media so that people will see those people talking about IPOB leadership, because it is at one call we can ask every country to stop supporting them. It's one call. We put it as a memo and say, do not support this person any longer. Mazi, if you are like in a government, there are people who serve in Buhari government. When Buhari gone, they could not find their feet in Tinubu government. And that is how government work. You work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, fine and good. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for now, is not accessible to work with him. What do? You work with the leadership. Instead, every day you attack, you cajole, you abuse, and the person you come out, you claim you are IPOB. I want every Biafran, anybody who come to claim to you that is an IPOB media warrior, ask him which forum does he belong in IPOB media. Because IPOB have up to 15 media departments, and they are all there. Ask him which department in the media do you belong? Where do you belong? Ask him that question. Because some of them, you see them come to disparage Chukwudi or former because they were not allowed to be in those forums because of their activities, their behaviors, their previous behaviors. They were not allowed to be there. And people in that forum do not want to see them in that forum. They said, this person, we don't want them in this forum because their behavior stinks. But they will come Somebody talk about Chukwudi Former. Do you know who Chukwudi Former is? Before you come and start talking, you know who Chukwudi Former is? Do you know who Chukwudi Former is? You think it is only when you come on social media and they be shouting. I said the other time, if you think that shouting on social media will give us Biafra, we have shouted, all of us have shouted and abused people for nearly 10 years. Did Biafra come? Did Biafra come?
Mazi, yes, it's an unfortunate situation, but is where we have found ourselves in the struggle. And I believe that the leadership have the capacity to deal with some of the characters that we have. But when we dwell so much on the character of some of our people, we might not be able to end this program because it's a long.
Maze, I'm coming. I know where I'm
Yeah.
driving this. Do you understanding me? I am not dwelling, but I'm giving like a basis people to understand. Now, these people, all these behaviors have caused a lot of things in IPOB. It is these behaviors that led to the rise of the auto criminals. I am telling you, these people were those who ran to him at the initial stage. Feed him with information about IPOB. Feed him information about what happens in IPOB, and that is where we are. That is the challenges we are today. And when they realize what they have done, they step backward. And that time it was too late. Even the person himself kicked them because he have gotten what he needed to kickstart. He have gotten information who to attack. He have gotten information who to unleash their venom on, and that is why they capitalize on Mazi Chinasa and Chike Doziem. And I am happy, Mazi, that many of them who went and killed cows, goats, so that Chinasa will die, many of them already dead. They are dead. Most of you saw this stupid guy that is in jail presently. Some of you say he's vomiting blood. Most of you forgot that this guy went to the British embassy, submitted a letter against me, went to the Kuwait embassy, submitted a letter against me, did protest in British embassy because of me. The moment they hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that was the time they hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He went there, submitted a letter, went to the Kuwait embassy, submitted a letter against me. Did I ever talk to him? I never. Did I do him anything? I never. The government was sponsoring him. People in APC that time were sponsoring him. He was working. They used him very well. Now the government is over. Now where is he? Now he's inside. And some people will come in the back and tell me, talk about him. So do you see the kind of people we are dealing with? These are people inside. These are people who continue to bring confusions in IPOB. Mas, why I'm saying this thing is to understand what the leadership is going through on a daily basis. You know, these people transmit negative energy towards the leadership of IPOB. And that is what we battle on a daily basis. You may say you dwell on them, but when they are talking, you see our people posting their videos, asking you, you people are not saying anything about this. You tell them, forget about it. When we will discuss it, we will discuss it. So, Mazi, those things have yielded the problem we are facing today. And we are going to come to that topic. How, I don't know, many of them do not know that some people from the autopilot who claim to be IPOB presently has been sentenced by the Nigerian government to 5 years imprisonment. That was on 24th of July 2024. But they are quiet. Mazi, have you heard it anywhere? Are you aware that there are people presently sentenced in the Wawa prison in Abuja over IPOB activities, things that have never happened in IPOB? Things that have never happened in IPOB. Over 12 years, we are in this struggle. But the activities of people like this have pushed our people. Mazi, presently, as I'm talking to you, on 24th July, you know, you remember last time the military came out and said that they have arrested over 300 and something IPOB members, which we know they are not IPOB members, and that they killed over 180 in the southeast region. You saw the news. And the IPOB, we responded. Now, do you know what the Nigerian government did? In a quest to want to prove and tarnish the image of IPOB, on 24th, on 24th of July, the Nigerian government, because we are putting much pressure that the names of these people must be made known. What they did now, the Nigerian military requested the Nigerian government, the Attorney General of the Federation, formed a legal council. This legal council, they sent them to the Wawa prison. I want everybody to pay attention here now. They went to the Wawa prison. Now they give them some private lawyers trying to convince them, we are trying to settle things. The only way you can come out is you plead guilty. And these three people, I can mention their names so that Biafrans will be very, very aware. It's very, very important so that Biafrans, if their family members can listen, because those who sent them will never inform them. Those who sent them will never inform them what have happened to their people. These were people that was misbehaving, even in Iguacha. The first person is Emeka Adiele Ezenwa, Emerson Roland, Edet. The reports in our disposal inform us that they were arrested in Iguacha, and they claim to be IPOB coordinators. And they are in no way, as I mentioned the name, if anybody can come out, because IPOB have taken the responsibility from on that particular date, we have gone through all our IPOB family coordinators. Nobody knows them. Somebody said, oh, one of these guys maybe is those I have heard name is one of these autopilot guys. They were sentenced on 24th to 5 years imprisonment.
Mazi, I have something to add there. I
Okay.
have something to add there. You know, these auto criminals, what they did is this. They can gather two, three persons, and they will be calling themselves autopilot.
Yes. What I'm listening.
All right, they will be calling themselves autopilot IPOB, and they will be holding meetings. They will be holding meetings with people, and they will be playing the
I'm hearing her.
voice.
Go ahead, Wad. I'm hearing you. Go
They
ahead.
will be playing the voice and video of the criminal in Finland, and when they are caught, they will now say they are IPOB. That is how it happened.
Exactly, Wada. This group of people, they were sentenced on 24th. They are a group of these auto criminals. Because as I'm speaking, anybody from Iguacha can bear us witness. We do not have these names as coordinators. And we trace out that it was somebody in America who was following the case up. It is part of these auto criminals. No need to mention her name. She know herself. But since, do you see what IPOB have been fighting for? Now, they are being sentenced as IPOB members. But they are not IPOB. And they do not be surprised that by the time the judiciary will come back, do not be surprised by the time the judiciary will return back for their recess. Maybe this 300 and something, they might have sentenced all of them in the name they are sentencing IPOB members. If you see, these were the dangers we were trying to stop. These were what they were trying to do. At the end of the day, finally, the Nigerian government, and you see the Wawa prison where they are kept. They say it is only one way to go there, even you can't visit them. One of our brother, the one that came out last time, who was a lawyer who attended Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, Just 3 years, you see how he looks like when he comes out there. From the stories we heard inside the Wawa prison, they say it's only one road that leads to that place, and Boko Haram is along the road. So only the military goes to that particular prison yard and a convoy, which the Boko Haram may not likely attack them. They cross that road and go to that prison. In that prison, they say it is 9 blocks, 15 people per room. They eat once, sometimes in a day, once in 2 days. They see water once in 2 days or once in 3 days. They go to toilet. You will be looking at your toilet for the 15 people. They will be looking at the toilet for 2 days before they will bring water to flush it. The brother that came out from there last time, everybody see how he looks like. You don't see anybody. What you hear is only voices inside the Wawa prison. So Nigerian government, what we are saying, the human rights groups, Amnesty International, the Nigerian government cannot set up a legal council to go inside the military barracks and continue to try Biafrans, irrespective of who they are. After all, the military do not have right to keep people in detention. According to their Armed Forces Act, if they arrest somebody, they have to send them, hand it over to the police or for the SS to bring them to court. But this time they kept them in that place, bringing legal team to try them inside that place and sentence them. So those guys now they caught on 20, they say they caught them last year. Now they sentenced them to 5 years. They are expecting to come out in 2028 if they will come out alive. And I heard that the minimum sentence they said they're going to give any one of them there is 2 years, depending and the people have no access to lawyers. They have no access to any than the ones Nigerian government, and they say those private lawyers the government provide for them just only comes to them to tell them accept, just plead guilty so that the case is highest 1 year or 2 years after we will see they will we make appeal, they release you. Now the Nigerian government have gotten what they want, just to sentence some group of people in the name of IPOB. And this is what IPOB must rise up. If Nigerian government is sentencing these people in the name of IPOB, we are not going to take it. If you are an
Absolutely,
IPOB member,
absolutely, Mazi.
we are not
Absolutely.
going to take
And that
it.
brings and that brings me to the issue of the negotiation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the lawyer have instituted,
Yes.
requesting for negotiation with the Nigerian government. What is your take on this move by this present lead counsel?
Mazi, I will tell you something. The issue of negotiation, I do not want to go into it publicly, especially on any live program. Even anyway, I don't want to discuss it because yet I have not seen anything. Are you understanding me? I have I have told people on several occasions it's IPOB that will bring Mazen Nandekano out. They might have do those things, but let us wait to hear what the government will say. But you know, what I can tell you, this issue is very big than you are looking at it. You know, when I say it, people don't understand it. When I say it, but why we must always talk is that so that Mazen Nandekano, in one way or the other, he might get this information and be strong and know that people are standing for him. We are standing in the gap, making sure he did not fall in their trap. Reasons are, Mazi, the negotiation, if they make the negotiation underground, they will tie Mazen Nandekano down. He will come out and lost everything he thought he had built. Reasons are the Nigerian government have conditions they prepare. And these conditions are not going to be favorable for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So when we talk about it, is to give him the strength. You remember when they wanted Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to defend himself. Some people started to carry that. Yes, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can defend himself. I thank every Biafran when everybody rose their voice that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should not defend himself. I think we saw that in his next court sitting, he didn't tell that. That means he's listening. There is noise in the background. Mazi, please mute your. I don't know who have
Yeah,
the distance on the background.
we
Mute them.
want on the Eh, please,
from the crew.
Father, please
I mean
mute
from the
your,
crew.
can you please
From the
mute
crew.
yourself because it's can you please, can you please mute yourself because yes, can you please mute yourself? Mazi Chinasa, go ahead, please. Mwada Jovi, can you please mute yourself? Can you
Okay,
please mute
okay. Wait, I've
yourself?
seen it here.
Yes. So, Mazi, a bit of confusion as a result of I don't know what the issues are. But Mazi, can you please go ahead? Biafrans are listening, and I believe that our people are getting the message clearly. Please go ahead.
So Maze, in the terms of negotiation, we are not we don't have anything now to discuss. From the information we have, the Nigerian government have not responded, and we will leave it at that. The issue of negotiation is a very sensitive one. Anything they are negotiating that will tie Mazen Nnamdi Kanu down will not be accepted. That thing is one thing we have to know. Anything they are negotiating that will lead to the destruction of IPOB will not be accepted. Any negotiation that will lead to disband or try to ruffle IPOB down will not
Am
be
I okay
accepted.
now?
So it's better the Nigerian government put themselves down, know the conditions they
Father,
are
you're
put in.
live with us.
It
Okay,
is
go
very,
ahead.
very important that the Nigerian government knows what they are trying to do. One thing is this: Biafra agitation will never stop until we regain our freedom. I am very, very happy that the heart of this struggle is in diaspora. So no matter what they do, and they base in different countries, it is a very difficult nut for them to crack because I know, however they do it, no matter what they do, the Biafra struggle must continue to move on until Biafra is restored. So for now, I'm
Mas,
not.
it seems you are forgetting something
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
about this same set of people. You know, there are these people who joined the siblings of Onyendu to try to push away Onyendu's legal matters from IPOB and the leadership. And these people want to create a scenario to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the IPOB and her leadership has left him. And at the same time, the Nigerian government that are using these agendas wanted to paint a scenario to us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has abandoned Biafra struggle. How do you talk about that?
Thank you, Wanda. Wanda, you see, these are all agent provocateurs, you know, the fifth columnists they are using. We are aware of all those people. But I can tell you something. These behaviors, these attitudes, you see them in a struggle. I do not want us to be always shocked when we see certain behaviors people are behaving. We can only make it aware and educate our people that these things happen. As long as we are human beings, there are saboteurs. There are people who will conspire to make sure that they destroy you. The only ability I know the leadership is being able to win most of this plots against. Of course, they will be doing that so that to tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to back off that the people outside have abandoned him. But in the real sense, did anybody abandon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Did anybody abandon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? That is the
Never,
question.
never.
Nobody. But they went in there. They went in there, told him that we don't talk about him again. That we are now, do you understand me, fighting for ourselves. They put all kind of accusations. But Biafrans can bear us witness. We have lost a lot trying to defend the struggle. Even to defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because of what we for somebody like me and many of us, we believe now even if anything go wrong, this is a struggle. until we get those things that they may say may not be a problem for us. You know, I see people coming to talk. They try to lay all kind of accusation. I mean, somebody. I hear somebody draw my attention when somebody say people who we fight Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm asking, we didn't fight him when he's inside. It is when he comes
And
out
they
we will
kept
fight him.
shouting that they're standing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank
So
you.
I don't know if IPOB and her leadership is
Thank
standing
you.
without
With
Mazi Nnamdi
that,
Kanu.
that is it. Somebody said when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, that some people will. I look at it. I say these are foolish people. People who are feeding from IPOB when they have nothing to talk, they start to talk now. Who is defending man? Do you know what we have done to make sure we have? It is IPOB that makes sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu survive in the detention. It is the activities of IPOB. It is the activities of IPOB. You think if IPOB have been destroyed by now, Nigeria government would have done something unimaginable. Even the siblings of Onyendu will be running by now. But we don't have to come to make noise. Nobody is abandoning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But don't expect me, Chinasa Nworu, or Mazi Chikedoziem, or other members of the DOS to come on social media and brag. Because our people love those who, we are people of ego. They want people who brag. And after bragging, if you ask them what is the end, they cannot. Because this is a serious issue. We are under oath. For Christ's sake, we are under oath. We are under oath not to jeopardize anybody. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is under oath. He swear. You people saw him swearing on radio every now and then. You think if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu goes wrong, the oath he took will also come after him. It is a as long as I know, it's a respecter of nobody. We are defending him with our life, with our money. So people talking those things, they are trying to mislead Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to take wrong decisions. To take wrong decisions. People also equating this struggle, the stage we are in this struggle, people are equating it in 2015. That's why I said they are just living in their past. In 2015, IPOB is moving around, they shoot you, they kill you, we cry, and all these things. IPOB have had an armed wing, the ESN, who are attacking the Fulanis. You think the way we handle IPOB 2015 is the way IPOB is being handled now?
Maz, it's important that you put it in clear terms because when you say ESN is attacking the Fulanis,
No, the
people
Fulani
like,
herdsmen, Maze. The
yes, so
Fulani
it's
herdsmen.
important
I
that you
mean,
put it
yeah,
in
of
clear
course.
terms. Yes.
Maze, sometimes they want to twist. Everybody know that IPOB or ESN doesn't attack Fulanis in the distance, apart from the Fulanis terrorists in our bushes and the farms who are destroying our crops, raping our mothers and raping. So, they are trying to just pick that words to use it, but they know what we are talking about. But notwithstanding, we put it in a right way. Mazi,
Yes.
everything they are doing is to make Mazi Nnamdi. They are misleading Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm telling you, they mislead him. But we are not worried because they said a clear conscience fears no accusation. You understand me? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, we have record of our activities. We have things we have done. We have places diplomatically, places we have stepped in because of him. We have the record. We have effort we have done. We have consultants that we took. The contracts, everything they are there. What the leadership have been able to do. First, when they brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the game, what they planned was different. And today is different. And it is stage by stage. It is not an easy stage. Go to my timeline. This early morning, I drop about let our people understand an idea what rendition is all about. Go and read it on my timeline about the rendition of Khaled Al Masri, the Lebanese that was rendition. You will find out that rendition is not a child's play. It is a collaboration of international intelligence, international intelligence agencies that normally carry out rendition, and that is what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you go and read that on my timeline, you will understand deeply what extraordinary rendition really meant. Before now, I can tell you I didn't understand how deep extraordinary rendition can be. But when I was making research on rendition, I came across the issue of Khalid Al Masri. Go and read it. It's on my timeline, on the Facebook timeline. You will understand how renditions are being carried out, and renditions are not carried out by one security agency, not carried out by only Nigerian security agency. It's carried out both the British. Many of them were involved before they will be able to rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank
And
you
the
very much.
Mazi, please, can you torchlight the health status of great Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu?
So far, from the information we have last, we heard that he was having a low blood pressure, which the doctor have gone for it. And I heard actually, I do not want to talk about his health issues so much, but actually the wife, it's a duty that we have agreed with the wife to make sure he follows. Do you understand me? Because sometimes we do not want to pass information, certain informations going to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention, because we know most of the information being passed to him, sometimes it falls in the hands of the DSS. They are aware, or even how you deliver the message. So some messages, especially like his health issue, we do communicate and ask the wife to take the necessary step. But from the last time we heard, the doctor that's supposed to go there, they say he was having a low blood pressure, and they will take him for a medical checkup. That is all I can tell you for now about his health. But if there is, of course, that is an issue that has been there, and I'm sure those around him is making sure if there is any necessary medical help he needs, he will get it, irrespective of that. That's why we want him to be released so that he can be able to go and take a proper medical checkup for his health, because he can be there, and he can be there if anything happens to him. We won't Nobody will give us an excuse. Sometimes we have been shouting for years to release him so that he can take care of his medical health. The world have heard it, and we expect Nigeria to do the right thing if they want. But everybody must also pray, even though Nigeria, let nothing happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in terms of health wise in their custody. Thank you.
And, and otherwise, Mazi, thank you very, very much. Have any further questions?
Yes.
Because I would like the line to be open very soon, so that we'll also be able to receive some calls. I know that a lot of our people are eager to call in. Some people want to ask their own questions. As much as we have so many questions lined up in the studio for Mazi Chinasa, I would also like us to give Biafran the opportunity to also call in and ask some of the questions. And those who want to make their contribution, we are going to keep the time limit very, very short so that we'll be able to contain as much people as we can in this program. So, Mazi, I would want you to put the line on the screen. Both the Skype and the WhatsApp, our technical director on the background, please do the needful. And as soon as that comes, we expect calls to start coming in immediately. Now, Mazi Chinasa, there's a question I would like to ask you. How the leadership is fending in the face of the blackmail, because I know it's not been easy. We've seen a lot of abuse, we've seen a lot of insult, and naturally, when you get to a point, you can no longer bear some of these insults and you start reacting. But we've seen the composure of the Directorate of State and how you have been able to put yourself together. Can you please tell Biafrans how you've been able to cope with all the blackmail and the gaslighting and name calling that have come to you to see how your morale can be brought down? How have you been able to survive in the face of these challenges?
Maz, I have never been blackmailed before in my life. before I joined the IPOB struggle, before I came out to serve our people. Um, Even before the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I have never been blackmailed. I have done businesses with people before that time, my life in the business circle. I haven't come across blackmail because I know myself. I used to say people here, I don't want people to talk about me because people knows me. People knows me. I have met all kind of people. I have come across kind of people. People who knows me. They know my character. They know my behavior. And sometimes I just tell people that I'm a guy of self accountability and deep rooted in morality. But the blackmail, I started, witnessing blackmail from 28th of June 2021. That was the day I started receiving blackmail about me. I have to be very frank. All my life, people have never blackmailed me because I haven't been in that situation. I haven't been in the situation. I haven't been in any scandal. I haven't. I haven't. I do my things. Do you understand me? But from that day, from 28th of June 2021, that was the day I start to understand what is blackmail. And the blackmail is against, they're blackmailing us how we sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is always what they used to say. There is nothing more. And I used to tell people that God kept Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alive because of people like me. Reasons are because God wanted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be alive to tell people that this leadership did not know what happened to him. Because had it been something happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, onye ka anyị ga-akọrọ? Who will you explain to Mazi? Tell me. Will anybody believe you? Nobody will believe you. But I thank you, Abiyama. I said God kept him alive because of somebody like me. Or some because God wanted us to be vindicated that we do not know anything about concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then the next blackmail is blackmail people who need something from you. When they don't get it, they blackmail you. And along the line, I found out that most of this blackmail is nothing. It have no information. There is no truth, atom of truth inside. So within these few years, I have tried to build myself. I build myself and other members of the DOS. We are different. Somebody like Mazi Doziem, he doesn't even come because he's engaged with work. He don't come too much follow on social media. It is somebody like me who is also part of the media that I hear a lot. I have heard everything I have heard. You know, Mazi, the other day, you remember that was on 20th, I think 20th of July, I posted on my timeline that was 10 years of my exile in this struggle. 10 years. But you remember December 21 when they carried a rumor blackmail that me, Chike Doziem, and the powerful was in Nigeria. We were in Nigeria cruising in Jeep. I laugh. I said, look at our people. Their mindset, Jeep, was all they can think. Even to the point that one of our leaders' brother have to call me. I have to put on a video here to prove to him that how can I be in Nigeria? All those lies, all those blackmail were sent to Onyendu. You know, I know what blackmail can do. I know what blackmail can do within these 3 years. Because at a point, you wake up, you heard one thing or the other. At a point, you wake up, they say you did this, you did that. At the time they wake up, they say you came to America. At a point, they wake up all kind of lies. They try to say it. Even not, it didn't end only on lies. They even went to the point. Some of them went to native doctors. Some of those young girls you see in IPOB, some of them went to native doctors. One of the girls promised a native doctor. It's a woman. He promised her 800,000 to do juju that we teach in Asanworu. One of the girls in IPOB, because his boyfriend who used to do kidnapping, collecting money, was killed. So he took part of the money they got from kidnapping to pay a traditionalist to kill Chinasa Nworu. We have every information, we have everybody. That is why I'm called Chinasa Oku or Chimnasaramoku. Mazi, blackmail have built me. Blackmail have made me to be tough. Blackmail have made me um it have made me to be more matured, that I do not have to transmit my positive energy with the people transmitting all those negative energy towards me. Because that's why sometimes you find yourself, you went to some place, you meet some people, when you come back to your house, you are very tired. Either you have been transmitted enough negative energy towards you that outweighed your own positive energy. So what I try to do, I try to avoid some of these negative people, people who come out to talk things they don't even know ignorantly. They are transmitting rubbish, things they don't even have information about it. So that is how, for me in particular, how I have handled the blackmail that have gone on, and I go out. It makes me to seek more information. It makes me, because as they blackmail me about something, I don't know anything about it. It pushes me to go to try to dig out about something. I will tell you people one thing here on the social media. You know, a couple of months back, there was a rumor that, oh, Chike Doziem have closed the bank account in Germany, him and somebody. You know, those are like a blackmail. And this pushed the IPOB leadership to take further steps. Because if you blackmail us in such a way, we need to take a lawyer to find the truth of why you are blackmailing us. We will do that. It's not like when they did it in America, that you blackmail. If you blackmail me that China Sanwo close account for IPOB, I will take a lawyer, pay by my pocket, and pursue the case to a logical conclusion just to get an evidence from the people you are blackmailing me, like the one they did, that I have no hand, and this is the reason why the account was closed. That is the way we operate, because it will save our energy, it will save our time, it will save explanation on
and
certain
also
things.
to keep the record for the future. Na
And keep
Makadi
the record. That is it, Mazi, to keep the record for the future, so that
yes,
people will not continue
sorry
blackmailing.
to interrupt you because we
Yes.
have the first caller on the line on Skype.
Okay.
Caller, can you please introduce yourself and make your contribution or bring your question forward, please? Your name and where you're calling
Okay,
from.
thank you very much, Mazi. My name is
Can you
S.E.
please
Obasi.
speak up so that your voice can come out clearly?
All right. Yes, Mazi, my name is S.E. Obasi, and I'm calling from Ghana.
Obasi from Ghana.
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
I have two questions. The first one is, what is the value of a past glory? And let me explain what I mean. If I have been an IPOB member in the past 10 years, and let's say in the past 7 years, I have done so well, I have sacrificed a lot, I have contributed so much to the growth of the family. And then 2 years afterwards, 2, 3 years, I have not been as much committed anymore, and I have not sacrificed or continue to sacrifice anymore. How much is the value of that which I have done in the past 7 years?
Mazi Chinasa, did you get that question
I
clearly?
I I,
Or
I got
my
I
value
got that.
struggle?
I got the question. Yes.
Okay, go.
Or is
Wait, Mazi Obasi, because your English sound
yes,
as
sir.
if you are a Ghanaian. But notwithstanding, Mazi Chinasa, go ahead and give a
Ma,
response
ma,
to
ma,
that.
Mazi, I think he said you have two questions. Can he put down the two
Can we
questions so
take
I
it
can
one
respond?
after the other so that we don't have to congest, and possibly we might not even take all the questions because I know that there are other people also who would want to come up with so many questions. If we have to take all the questions today, That means we are not going to leave this program.
But Mazi Patrick, I will say for being the first caller
Let him throw
permitting.
his questions.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead, Mazi Chinasa. Can you please respond? Then he can bring the second question.
Okay, Mazi. One thing is respect will always be given to those who, in one way, you said your past glory. What is the value? It depending. For example, the value is that even though we do not know why you are no more participating, and remember your whatever you have done is voluntarily, you were not mandated to do so, you will always be respected by IPOB members. You will always be considered as one of the, irrespective of, we don't know why, what have led you to stop. There will always be a respect as those who have championed the struggle. Do you understand me? When maybe, as long as you did not derail, maybe you back down and start fighting against the struggle, I don't think there will be value for you any longer. But if you back down, maybe because of some personal reasons, you need some clarifications, or out of health issues, out of certain things, your value, your respect will always be there. And I can bet you, if Biafra comes tomorrow, I mean, the value for everything we have done is that you will enjoy the restoration of Biafra. You will be part of those who will take the glory that you restored Biafra. And if there is any benefit supposed to be given to IPOB members who fought for the restoration of Biafra, I think you will still be part of it.
Can I just add just 1 minute to that?
Yes,
Mazi, in fact, we have seen series of people who came into Biafra struggle, fought for a while, and left.
yes,
Most of the time for their personal reason.
yes,
Most of the time because it's no longer convenient as a result of change of location. There are so many
yes.
reasons. But the truth of the matter is, when you make your contribution, every contribution you make in IPOB has great value because just like Mazi Chinasa Woru said, that it's a voluntary duty for every Biafran. But where the issue lies is when you contribute and suddenly turn around and now start blackmailing IPOB after your positive contribution, and you turn around to start making negative contribution, that automatically deletes or destroy whatever initial contribution you have done in the first place. So I think the right answer is, if you choose to leave, just like you choose to come in voluntarily, you have also the choice to live voluntarily, but continue to respect the struggle for Biafra, to also maintain the value established in the first place.
Mazi Patrick, let me add this an example. My brother Bassi, see, we have many cases, people who were part of IPOB before, they were contributing, the old good days, like 5 years, 6 years ago, even 7 years. Suddenly they stopped coming. Some of them had problems. IPOB never, like, for example, we have a member here. He left us, maybe, we don't know what was his problem. He left IPOB like 3 years ago. And unfortunately, early this year, he died. He died here in Kuwait. We did not say you are not IPOB, but we remember the old good days, and we make sure we gave him the maximum respect. Anything we can do to support, we support. We did not say, oh, you were coming before you. Even we raised also. People try to do all they can. So, Mazi, for the fact that you were part of IPOB member, and you will always, there must be always, you will be remembered. Anywhere you go, let me tell you something. There are people, they were IPOB members, they are no more coming. But when they relocate, it doesn't stop IPOB. If they said, okay, I want to join, some of them, they were IPOB member, they go to some country, IPOB still support them. If they want papers, they want certain things, we still support them. We know they were part of us. We know there was a time they were doing good. For example, there are some people in Biafra land, some of the coordinators, their duties were relieved, they backslided. It doesn't stop IPOB not to help them. Some of them, IPOB still take care of them, pay some of them their house rent. We remember the work they have done, just that they were removed. Do you understand me? We support them. We are not just kicking you out because you could no more offer any service. We just abandon you. We don't do that. Ndewo Mazi.
So, Mazi Obasi, does that answer your question?
Yes, very, very well. Just my last question, very quickly.
Okay.
Um, Given that we are now at a very critical stage and we have seen uh, Irokos fall, we have seen great people backslide, um, is it okay if I am concerned that someone may be hosting a Radio Biafra or maybe a host in one of our platforms is a non-member who has not been attending meeting in his or her unit for almost 2 years and have not paid any kind of dues for almost 2 years? Should I be concerned that this person is part of the host in our Radio Biafra or Biafra television? Should I be concerned? Will that be a genuine concern for me if I have that concern? Thank you very much.
Mazi, it is a concern, and it is something that before, you know what, let me tell you something. We have got this kind of cases before, and at a certain point, when we investigate, it is not the way people carry the information. We should be concerned. But like I said, there are people voluntarily doing this job. It does not stop them to contribute. Let me say something everybody have to know. Every DOS member, irrespective of our work, Mazi Chike Doziem, the Directorate of State, he do contribute his monthly dues. Ask, inquire. Most of us, we do. Do you know there are coordinators in IPOB who, one way or the other, the country they are, they were removed from that country, maybe because of IPOB activities. Once in a while, they are in the zoo. Once in a while, they raise money and said because there is no family where they are, they can be able to join, for security reasons. Once in a while, they come up also, they raise money and support the struggle. Say, I'm supporting with this 100,000. I'm supporting this to make sure the struggle, even though I'm not in my country where I used to be. Mazi, you can be consigned, but what you have to do is to raise it. If you know the particular person, your concern, you can raise it through the IPOB leadership, because we have handled many of such cases, and the cases were resolved amicably. People sometimes, I said in this struggle, there are people also. I cannot, because I'm working for Biafra, there are people also, they are working for Biafra, they might not have that financial capacity. We know some people, we are even giving them something. We may not expect them to contribute. But if they do, that means that will be a plus. That is what you have to know. But if you have an issue like that, I will tell you, raise the issue with any, from the coordinator where you are or to the leadership. Ask them to do inquiry on this. Then they can inform you. When they inform you, you are not satisfied. Then you can, do you understanding me? You can say, this is the reason why, but do not, because somebody is not contributing or somebody is not doing something at the top, your own contribution, you said you are not going to do it. Because if we march on that step, many of us will not be here today. Thank you, Mazi.
Mazi came, Patrick, please, before you pick or accept another caller, Mazi Chinasa, there is imperative that we talk about the camps that Nigerian security agencies claim to have been. Am I coming out, please? Okay. Nigerian security agencies claim to dislodge IPOB ESN camps in Isiukwato and Okigwe. Mazi, please, can you highlight that before we continue? Just do it a very quick one because the WhatsApp line is really bustling.
Okay, Wanda Jovita, I will tell you something. If you go to most of our press release before now, maybe since 2022, 23, if you look at my previous broadcast, I have made it very, very clear before now that IPOB do not operate in Okiwe. We do not have a camp in Isukwato. We have said this thing on many occasions. I could remember I also came on Radio Biafra when the criminals in Olo, when the Nigerian security invaded the mother value in Oso. I came on radio. I told people in Okibe, the
The
criminals,
caller,
they are
remain there.
now
Remain there. I will tell you to come up.
I also informed our people that the criminals are now relocating to Okibe, that axis. And that is where they have been camping before the military attacked them. The military knows, they know the people they are looking for. But you know one thing, they want to tag them on IPOB. IPOB do not operate in, because you know one thing, IPOB camps where we are, where the IPOB stationed and they fight the Fulani people. We make sure that no criminal gang come close to that place, because what the criminal gangs intend to do is that if they know that IPOB is in Okigwe, they will try to come around that place. But what we used to do is, if we found them around ourselves, they will not come. We will attack them and make sure we get them. So they are in some exclusive places, and the military knows. And I can tell you, the Okigwe on, Hope Uzodinma knows about it. Because when they were attacking them in Oso, Hope Uzodinma told the criminals, he told them, just leave us, so go to another place. I want peace. He paid some of them and told them to relocate. Now, as they relocated to that place, they continue the crime they are doing there. And you have to know one thing. If you leave Hope Uzodinma, nobody will attack those guys. Because last time I came on radio, I told you people the military is somewhere like around 5 poles between where these criminals are operating. Anytime they used to have success to attack the criminal, anytime the federal government send a federal troops that are not familiar with the people, because if they stay more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they will be corrupted. The ransom the criminals are getting, they start paying them. So the military will not do anything. So anytime they invade their camps, just know that they have sent a new troop that have just launched attack. Because most of the military that are around that place, most of the police officers, they pass information to this criminal. Some politicians pass information to this criminal. That's why you see them, they can be able to move from Osun, move to Okigwe. Now they are attacking them in Okigwe. Some of them have moved back to Osumohu. Some of them have moved to Mbidi, this Omaka axis, this B44. Let me make it also very clear. In Mbidi Omaka axis, the criminal guy under the autopilot they call B44. He is not an IPOB member. He is not a member of the ESN. In case anybody tomorrow anything happens, somebody say he's an ESN member. IPOB have no camps in those areas you just mentioned. Thank you, Wada.
You're welcome, Mazi. The caller on WhatsApp. Your name and where you are calling from, please.
Wada, do we have a caller on WhatsApp?
Yes, please try to raise your voice. The caller on WhatsApp. Please be audible. Your name and where you're calling from, and make your contributions.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, but try to be audible, please. Try to be audible, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just that I'm calling from Ivocha, and my name remains Nana Parimado. I am trying to be audible, it's just that it's late and the environment is not really taking where I am, but I'll go on. I want to say something quickly. From the early time of our Mazi Chinasa trying to address the things, he was saying that this ideology of this autopilot and all that can bring a misconception into the minds of our leader to start rebelling from what has been given us all these years. So I would ask a question, during my time rhetorically, to any of the senior who understand where I'm coming from. Do not understand Kanu white.
Hello caller on WhatsApp. Hello caller on WhatsApp. Please, your line is not clear. Your voice is not clear. Repeat your first question.
There is a breakage in his.
Hear me?
Go ahead.
I'm still attending. Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Another caller on WhatsApp. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good evening, Wanda and Mazi Patrick Ikem.
Good evening, you're allowed.
Okay, GOC Mazi Chinasa. My name is Okija Biafra, I'm from Germany. And I want to ask our GOC, it's like a question or a institution, because I think maybe if it's going to educate us about what I want to ask is about media warriors, about media warriors and those in diaspora who has WhatsApp, they now recruit people on their WhatsApp group as the media personnel. So I would like if Mazi Chinasa will address that. And the second question is about media warrior, for example, blackmailing national coordinators, calling their name on their program. So if Mazi Chinasa is going to address the issue, I think Biafra will be glad. And the first question is very, very important about people forming, recruiting people on WhatsApp in the name of media warrior. Because Mazi Chinasa talk about Nigerian DSS having their WhatsApp group recruiting people. So that is my question. Thank you so much.
Agone Chamber, did you get him very clear?
Yes, yes. I got the question very clearly. My brother, I have to, fellow comrade, I have to tell you something. Let everybody know this. Let everybody know this. If IPOB media, or whether people say warriors, IPOB media do not operate on WhatsApp forums. Everybody should know that. IPOB media do not operate on WhatsApp forums. Everybody should know that. Number two, IPOB, we have IPOB Media Europe. We know the people there we pass information to. And we still have recommended them to bring in some more people. We have our criteria, how we select the people. What you have to do, you give us their names. The media, the intel in the media will take their time to go through. And when they give a go ahead, you will be added in. We have also IPOB Media though these two we formed it new, USA through Canada. We are trying to put. We do not operate on WhatsApp, and any IPOB media forum you get into, you did not see Mazi Chukwudi former as one of the admin. You do not see my name in that particular forum. Please, it does not belong to IPOB media. This is very, very clear. If you There are certain people, but I'm not going to mention the names because there are other people we used to who works in the media, we used to add there, who controls this. In this media, this is where we teach people how to publish. We do the websites. We don't just come to talk. When people talk about media, Chukwudo Former, they don't know who produces the websites. These are people take the time, construct websites, do many things, control the radio, satellite. They don't know. They think to be a media is coming on the social media, you shout. It was a wrong impression some of them have gotten. You shout. But the engine that makes IPOB, the engine room of IPOB media, they are all there. We have from all states media, face approval, editors, people. There are people there. And those people, you can't see them talking anyhow on social media. So, my fellow comrade, there is no IPOB media warrior on WhatsApp. And in that WhatsApp, let me make this thing very, very clear. There are people who come on social media. They claim I am IPOB media warrior. I have said this thing. Ask them, which media warrior? You can claim anything. You can come out and claim anything. You know one thing people have to understand, we do not want to come and say, no, you are not IPOB media, because that is what they want. That's why this title is very important for them. They don't even believe in themselves. I'm IPOB media warrior. You are shouting it. Those who are IPOB media warriors, they are there. It doesn't end on talking on social media. We have those writing article on a daily basis. We have those publishing on websites on a daily basis. We have people, commentators, those handling the Facebook, even this BTV you see here. There are people in charge of it, publishing on this Facebook, publishing on many Biafran forums. So somebody tell you I'm IPOB media, when you monetize your own thing, you do it. We don't, but we are not going to tell you you are. But when you start attacking the leadership, thinking that you know, then we will tell the world that you are not IPOB media. It's very simple. We will, they are pushing the leadership. They are pushing the leadership. And they know any day we come out now and say, you do not belong to IPOB leadership, to IPOB media warrior. Then what happened? They will cry and yell and insult. And after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they go and rest. But we have given them all the free hand to respect themselves. Let me tell you something. When I see some of these guys talking on social media, they should know that we are in a war front. Freedom fighting is not meeting no more. When I look at them, I laugh. Because some of them talking on social media is talking rubbish, arrant nonsense. Arrant nonsense. They don't know anything. They don't know. There are things that if IPOB leadership open mouth and say it to the public, most of you will die of heart attack. But that is why we are the leaders. That is why we control information. That is why we hold certain things. Because some of these people have tried to mess up IPOB by claiming that IPOB media. But one thing is this: we believe that people came voluntarily. If you are tired, you can also live voluntarily. But if you want to live in pieces, IPOB leadership will help you and you live in pieces. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Mazi. What other Jovista, do you have any caller? Because I have a caller
This
waiting.
line is buzzing so much. Caller on the line, you are welcome. Your name and where you are calling from.
And then what IPOB,
One big family.
my commander Chinasa the wonderful EOS, Ekenemon, Afambo Chukwu, Ekwensu, Italy Abo, Italy Verona. Because we even joined you, my commander, Chinasa Wolu. Imana Achomisi Bobicon, Imana Putaucos Welcome, then if I forgot say, if a man area, okay, we send the by. Asị na agụ wuru ụmụaka wee na-ajụ nkịta ọ bụrụ ụdị ihe ahụ mee anyị nwekwara ike iri anụ mmadụ kama agụụ egbu ndị mmadụ ọzọ.
Ese I will keep making it.
Iri anụ mmadụ
Chineke ekwela ihe ọjọọ, God forbid.
ọdị Chineke ekwere ihe ọjọọ kama agụụ egbu ndị mmadụ ọzọ.
Mazi, let me take that as a joke. You try to crack a joke. Mazi, I want to tell people something. You see, Biafra land is a very sacred land. Forget about that. People try to desecrate it. Biafra land is a very sacred land. There are things that have happened in our land that we are even talking about when Biafra is restored or when peace restored. No, we don't need even to wait until Biafra is restored. Mazi, the land of Biafra have witnessed a lot of unwarranted killings. People, their life have been cut short by the Nigerian government, by enemies of Biafra, by criminals, and all kinds of deaths have been witnessed in our place. Mazi, the criminals we are fighting in also were engaging in this cannibalism, and we are seriously against it. It is not accepted and it will never be accepted, and nobody should even think on that side. That is why we come up with the agriculture revolution. We need to put food in our place. We need food storages. We need to put things. We have our hands. Why should we even contemplate going on that particular axis? These are lazy man and evil heart to tell people. Mas, let me say this thing. There are already abominations that have happened in our place. I used to talk to people. Couple of days I was speaking to some IPOB family members that gathered somewhere. I told them what is happening, some of the evidence on the video. This is shocking. Nobody will accept it. These issues, we have land for farming. People should go into farming. IPOB did very well. The little we have, IPOB did, and we've gotten videos of the corns, the melons, how it is people that IPOB distributed. You know how many, a lot of tons of farm seedlings all around Biafra land. This is just this year. We are going to continue in that way, and also make sure we have barns and food storages where we can be able to store food. You see, Ukraine is fighting war, but they still have food to even have enough to dash Nigeria some grains while they are fighting war. Why can't we think to get to this level? Why should we even think? Mazi, already a lot of crime have been committed in Biafra land. Let me tell you one shocking news. Everybody should know about it. These criminals in also, there was some kind of things they did that was very horrific. And I speak to some of the people in that community. I say, please, you need to go and do something. They need to do certain things in most of those places to sanctify, because where you see these criminals adopt is a girl of 14 years, 15 years in their communities, keep them as sex slaves. Along the line, they kill some of them, cut their private parts, roast in the fire to eat. Mazi, will you accept this kind of horrific things in Biafra land? It is not accepted. And if we found anybody who indulge in such activities, I bet you the ESM will hunt that person and make sure they bring him down. Cannibalism cannot be accepted in our place. And I had to okwute n'ahịa. Ịma ha onye ọ ga-ada n'isi ma ọ bụ nne gị ma ọ nna gị. Ndewo.
Yeah, Mazi, thank you very much for that response. We have a caller on Skype. Can you caller on Skype, please?
Hello, good evening from
Caller,
here.
can you please introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling from? You have just
Thank
just
thank
2
you
minutes,
very
Mazi,
much,
please.
Mazi Patrick Nkem. Am I coming out loud and clear?
Go ahead. You have 2 minutes. If you can maintain the
Okay,
time.
thank you. Thank you, Mazi Nworu Agunechemba. And thank you, the DOS, for the sterling job you're doing. My name's Ikechukwu Naiz Nwokoro, Ichie Nwachinemere. By the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama and your support, I serve our good people of Biafra as the United Kingdom National Coordinator. Mine is just a contribution. I'm glad that you've made some very clear statements tonight on this special broadcast or telecast, I would say. I want to particularly pinpoint one or a couple of issues that I think is very crucial to us moving this struggle forward. You have mentioned about readmitting or accepting people who have fallen aside in the struggle, especially in the last 3 years. In particular, those who have been identified with autopilot and the criminal in Finland and his zoo government-sponsored agenda to distract us and infiltrate us. Yes, that is a standard requirement. But because some people do take things very literally and may not, in application, know how best to put this into practice, I want you to make a little bit of clarification, but then I'll have to make a suggestion first. In line with what we've started doing here in the United Kingdom, with the support of my able European rep, Mazi Chinasa, we have a standard here because I have known from a very diligent research work we've done since this infiltration started, targeting the UK in particular, that a lot of our people, yes, have backslidden, have been on the fence for the past 2.5 years or thereabout because of not only that they support Eberima and the nonsense he's doing, no, but because they have found a safe haven or safe landing with Eberima as an excuse. A lot of our people whom we have tried to contact, formidable members who have been inactive for this period of time I've mentioned, have just used the autopilot and Eberima as excuse. And that has been affecting so many of our hitherto very, very strong zones. A zone where you see about 30 members active, now having only 3 or 5 members. So in the UK here, we are doing a conscious revival, I call it, program internally to win back souls. Those who are honest, genuine, they have just been deceived or looking for excuse or thinking that the US is not doing much or anything, when they are convinced to fall back into the fold. But those who are clearly in with Eberima, those that we have identified either by their social media handles or physical activity, we have identified that clearly are with Eberima, the doors are shut on them. So I love you to, sir, please make this clarification, because I strongly believe that we still need to continue this self-reconscientization of our people, self-reawareness of our people to win souls back. Because as we still need a lot of our members who have fallen asleep to wake up from their slumber, especially at this point in time. The good ones among them, those who have Biafra spirit truly in them, but have been deceived by what they see on social media, the razzmatazz, or have been sweet-tongued by the nonsense that Eberima is spewing, to think that it is not worth supporting or contributing to the struggle at this point in time. They sit on the fence and wait till Onyendu is out. That we are working assiduously to win them back. And the result is trickling in. I can guarantee you that a lot of people are having a rethink. And with all the awareness we are creating here in the UK, there are every time people coming back. But we have a strategy. I put that in place here in the UK. We are starting from the zones. The zonal coordinators will do the vetting up to the regional coordinator and then to my humble office as the national coordinator, so that anybody coming back, we would have vetted them strongly to ensure that they are not in any way, shape, or form truly with Eberima, but they have been genuinely misinformed or misconceived to take the action they have taken in the past 2.5 years or so. If we get the genuine ones back, sir, can't we use a vetting system to bring them back and also put layers or barriers of safety and security against them? I.e., for example, they will come back into the family and go through a probationary period, start paying their dues and contributions, and we monitor vigorously their behaviors and conduct in line with our code of conduct. And also, despite all their best efforts, they will never be appointed principal officers, at least for an initial period, say 1 year or thereabout, or even longer, until we are very sure of who they are. I know where you are coming from, and I also do totally agree with you that we need to be wiser than the serpent about people that may want to come back into the struggle at this juncture. Then the second one is about, I'm glad you talked about the media team that prefers to call themselves warriors. We are all warriors here. And everybody's also a media champion. So please find a way to get our media team properly trained from time to time, so that they don't just abide to the code of conduct, but they also understand the rudimentary requirements of media practitioning or practice. A lot of them, with all due respect to them, I think they just go off the hook. And then our members who are on social media, there's one particular raging issue here. I don't want to be, I don't know how to say it, but people are talking a lot about religion, Christianity in particular. And it worries me as a person, as a servant in this great movement, that is a deviation from our focus, which is to put all our energies and resources towards the restoration of Biafra by the peaceful route of referendum.
It has nothing to do with religion. It is only spiritual. Because Onyendu told us that Biafra is a spirit, and Biafra is our religion. All these shenanigans and waste of energy and time on social media attacking religion, Christianity, and any other form of religion for that matter, I think is nonsense. There is no place for it in this struggle. They should channel those energies towards giving us ideas and strategies of how to move this movement forward as we await the release of our great leader, Mazi Kanu, and how we are going to get Biafra via the peaceful route of referendum. My major concern here, and people should listen very well and get themselves well educated, is that we need every Biafran to be on side. Because when the opportunity of referendum comes, we still need every Biafran to vote yes towards Biafra exit. If we keep on offending people, their sensibilities and sentiments, regardless of your opinion, and start saying rubbish to insult people, their age-long beliefs and all that, you are losing votes. You are losing support. And we are playing into the hands of the Janjaweed because this is exactly the game they want us to do, to divide us. They have spent billions, now going into trillions of dollars, to disseminate this struggle, all to no avail. So why are we helping them to do their work by causing ourselves, by causing unnecessary distraction, discussing topics that have no direct value to our primary goal? So I want you, sir, please, viewers, to sound a serious note of caution to the media team and all our members worldwide to be very careful what they spend their energy on social media doing. Some of them don't add value to what we are doing. They're actually distracting and subtracting from the real value of the hard work you and I and some others who are very sincere and dedicated to this struggle have been putting in. It is very fundamental that we pass this message across. Thank you. Continue the great work you're doing, watching it, and may God continue to bless you and protect you.
Thank you very much. Mazi Chinasa, that's quite a long,
Yeah. It's very, very interesting contribution that I
Yes.
hope Biafrans have heard him. Let me clarify on the side of people that returning back to the IPOB. Mazi, let me make it very clear. Any well-known, identified auto criminal should not be accepted back in IPOB for now. This is very, very clear. When we say people to return back, in 2015, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in Lagos, many people left IPOB. Also, many people joined. Few people joined. Some people joined because they heard, oh, this guy, they have arrested him. Then they came out. Then in 2017, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was released, we see everybody. We saw what is happening in Afaruku. People that you never believe they are supporting this struggle. They all went there to pay homage, all these kind of things. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also was attacked and he disappeared for 1 year, many people left the Biafra struggle also. People say that was the end. Many people also went on the fence, start gossiping, start talking things. Then after 1 year and 1 month, when Onyendo appeared in Israel, everybody thought because Onyendo appeared in Israel that Biafra will come in a couple of months. Then people troop out. They joined. Along the line, IPOB launched ESN. More people troop out. More people became lovers of what we are doing. 6 months after launching ESN, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned. Many people backslided also, and people left the struggle. And most of them will resurface also when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out. These are the kind of people we are seeing in this struggle. And it is because of me and you who have been consistent. That is why we talk about being consistent. That is why we are here. We're always here to welcome some of those who are always, they are, I will call them feeble-minded people. Do you understand me? Or fair weather, freedom fighters. Only when it is good, they will surface. But the people of auto criminals should not be allowed. And of course, you can't even accept them. If those people you see, maybe they backslided, before you bring them, they must take oath, they must take oath, and there must be layers of screening. In some family, we don't even accept. We'll tell you just wait. We don't even accept. So it's very, very important. This particular topic you just raised, let me use it to say what is currently happening in Biafra land. People in Anambra should be very careful because the autopilot criminals who have lost completely have now started to use that. IPOB said everybody should come back. I do not know who is giving them those information. Those pronounced autopilot should not be allowed inside IPOB because they are coming to do another dirty job for those who have sent them. They should not be allowed. And anybody who have pronounced or behaved, carried out that flag of autopilot on social media or, championed his cause, if he was a coordinator, he can never be given a coordinator again in IPOB. He can never retain such positions. This is very, very clear because maybe we are making some investigation in a couple of days. When we conclude this investigation, we will also make it open to our people because there are people now, they are saying we are all coming together. Those auto criminals, if you see them on the road so they won't kill you, you should give them one code. If you say this code, and people are in surprise. Also, let me make it very clear. In Edo State, I'm not going to call his name. I will leave the name like that. But every one of you in Edo knows your former deputy coordinator. Every one of you knows the deputy coordinator in Edo State. This guy took some of the people under his control and joined the auto criminals. Suddenly, we have heard he tried to make contact, calling the coordinator that he's no more working with the auto criminal. He's now on his own. That he now want to form his own security called the Igodomi Igodo ESN Igodomi Igodo Security. We are going to mention his name in time, but I'm informing everybody, and he's in Abuja, coming from Abuja to form Igodomi Igodo ESN Security Network. He want to start a criminal activity in Edo State so that he will say he's claiming that he don't work with auto criminal again. They have gone their different ways. Everybody have gone their different ways. Now he want to form his own. This is how they operate. And I am saying this evening, if you are in Edo State, there is nothing like ESN Igodomi Igodo Network. There is nothing of such. Anybody calling you to join, inform the coordinator so that he can inform the leadership so that the appropriate action will be taken because he is championing a new criminal outfit. That because if you have worked with these criminals, you will never stop. Because as long as you have followed them and do some dirty jobs, kidnap and why it is very dangerous to accept the autopilot, especially some of them who ran from IPOB coordinator and moved. Many of them, they are being tracked. The government is still tracking them. Most of them, they have killed maybe some of those criminals they were in contact with, but the government is continue tracking some of these coordinators. So be assured, when you are coming close where they are, or if you are around where they are, any day they come close to that place, you yourself will not be spared. And as I can tell you, some of them in Olo, on last Friday, not this Friday, the last upper Friday, around 50 something of them went and took amnesty from Hopo Zodema in the Imo State government. From the Imo State government, they went and took amnesty. These are people who say they are also auto criminals. They are IPOB. They are everything they can answer. They can answer any name comes. They say they are IPOB. They are ESN. They are Omoma. They are Liberation Army. But 50 something of them last upper week, they went and took amnesty from Hope Uzodinma. Most of them were given brand new motorbikes so that they can be able. I think it's only people from our Idemili that refuse to take this amnesty. They say they are under oath, and maybe in shorter or sooner or later, you will see the Nigerian army will descend in our Idemili because they will. And most of them now are snatching telephones on the street. That is to show you how bad some of these criminals. They have killed many of them. Some of them don't know where, so they come on the street, they snatch telephone from old woman, they snatch. I said their time is they're at the end. This is what these guys have breeded in our land, and all these things they use it. We are not accepting them. Like I have said here, they have sentenced 3 of them to five years imprisonment. And these people, they will claim they are IPOB, they have sentenced IPOB members. They are not. We continue to fight these things. They are not coming in our midst because most of them coming now is coming to implicate more IPOB members, and that we are not going to accept. Then
Ma,
finally, you talk about the
okay,
media
yes.
warriors.
Before you
I'm
go
coming.
into the issue of religion briefly, there is something I would like to just point out in just 1 minute.
Okay.
Mazi, in IPOB, don't forget that there are certain autopiloters in the early stage that were reintegrated back. Now, the question is, looking at the attitude of these autopiloters that were reintegrated back into IPOB, the activities today is enough for IPOB to judge if it is worth it bringing in
Them back.
an
Ex-
autopilot again.
Yes.
Because anybody, autopilot is a DNA built something. It's not something you develop because somebody
No,
brainwashed
they
you.
possess some kind of characters in them.
Exactly.
Naturally.
So it is very, very important that we go scientific on some of these issues in bringing the analysis for our people to understand that the autopilot mindset is an internally built something. There are people who are born with insubordination, and there is nothing you can do about it. Go to the issue of religion briefly, because we have so many people
Yeah.
standing by to ask
Uh,
questions. Thank you.
Okay, Mazi. Mazi, on the issue of media personnel who are, you know, going out, let me tell you, even at a point, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I think, have sent the message also from the detention. I don't know how he got the issue about how people, and we have tried, it wanted to go out of line at a certain point. Then we stop. We stopped the program at a time. There was a time we stopped the program, but everybody have to know religious enlightenment is different from attacking religion. It is the ignorant ones who do not have even any information. And I have when I spoke to some IPOB family members, this question they always ask this question. I told them what IPOB is doing is not attacking religion. Because I cannot be a supporter of you push people out from a particular religion and send them to another more dangerous one. The nature abhors a vacuum. The moment we push our people, we want, if you're going to church, go with your senses. If you're going to church, make sure your senses are intact. Because you see some of the people when it was being the message was being carried out, you see some people they start talking about omenala and all these things. They don't have no ethics. Before you understand, all the criminals in Biafra land and let me tell you something. Most of these criminals in Olo, in also many of them are Ndogbuebule, people who say they have come to do traditional things. Many of them. Ndeze Nwanyị, Ndị Ogbuebule. Every young guy who was in city could not succeed, came back everywhere, Egbugebule. Until we gave a warning on social media, we are not going to take this. We don't encourage people. One thing is that is the way ignorant and the Igbo people behave. The issue of religion, this awareness was introduced in IPOB since 2011. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started talking about this thing. We heard it 212. It is enlightenment for people to understand, to have their senses intact. And it is yielding results. Result is yielding is that certain things, even churches, some of them have tuned down the way they deceive the people. Some of them have tuned down the way they carry issues of miracles, all these things. Reality is setting in. But we shouldn't be people going to attack. I used to tell people this thing. Some people, what they learned only in IPOB is to abuse. They didn't learn any other thing from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was teaching the people. He will educate you, and at the same time, also those he wants to abuse, he can abuse. It's normal. But many people only learn the abuse. That is the only thing they learn from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They don't make research. They don't take any information. All their information is based off what somebody have told them. They run to the social media. Some that make research. Some want to tell us about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who started and they move every one of us to come. Religious was always discussed. Religion was always discussed. But some feeble-minded people in this struggle now want to take the religion to bring discord in IPOB. They do not know how to present issues. Mazi, if you push our people out also from it's these things are even if people want to leave from move from Christianity, they will look for something. A human nature, they must find something to worship. So are you pushing them to go to say now our tradition, culture is not what those people are doing? Because that is the misinterpretation. That like our way of life, the way we dress, the way we eat, the way our traditions, people feel now everybody is bube bube bule. Do you understand me? That is not what IPOB is preaching. Many years of this awareness program, enlightenment, we have seen many pastors now who have taken it upon themselves to also educate other pastors. That is the work IPOB have been able to implant in the society. We see about this to bring our people together. There are people who have taken up the project from their own side of perspective and they are doing something very, very important. What matters so much? What you pick out and start doing, let it be a legacy that people will always remember. We see one of our brother who have been going many places, trying to bring our people together. This is something you encourage because it is the same road to unite our people. Because if referendum comes tomorrow, those kind of people need to be informed. So, in this issue, Mazi, on many occasions we have, addressed many people. Said on Saturdays is the day that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu approved it. Said every Saturday, make it a religious discussion on the radio to enlighten the people. And I cannot tell you it has not been very, very useful to the society. But people want to abuse it. You know, when we started agriculture, the agriculture project, trying to push our people. The same group of people came on the social media. They attack IPOB. They attack. They try to abuse the IPOB leadership. Say all kind of nonsense. But you know why we didn't respond to them? Because we know they are fools. They know nothing. They don't know when IPOB you go for a diplomatic mission. There are things they ask you. You are always shouting, "We do this. We want to do this." Do you have this in place? Did you remember how they killed you people in 1970? Do you have even a food that can sustain you people for a couple of weeks before you step into that you are talking? Have you make your people to even learn because your people have been broken from agriculture? You don't even where you don't even have a place you store ordinary the food that you people consume, the cassava, you don't even have a storage for it.
Even paracetamol.
that you
Man,
don't that you don't have anything. You come on the social media, you make noise, you talk about do this, do that. Don't you know before even you go, you extend, you have things you have to put in order. You must bring the mind of your people to learn agriculture, to put certain things in order in your own territory. And you just talking about people making unnecessary comments. Don't you know when you are putting these things back, you are restoring your glory, you are restoring your nation. You think territorial, just to get the territorial control is not freedom. And that is what all our people are all looking at. Territorial freedom. That is not freedom. Territorial freedom will be the last. But you have to free your people internally. Things, policies that have put them down, policies that have stop them from growing. Policies that have stopped them, they cannot even develop things in their own land. No companies, no agricultural farms. You have nothing. When we start it, they want us to come and explain to them because they do not. Because if they belong to the IPOB media warriors, where most of these issues are being discussed, they will hear it. They will understand what we are discussing. All the guys discussing on Radio Biafra, they know about these things because they are being informed on a daily basis. There are meetings going on from states media to editors to Facebook approval. There are many forums where these things meetings are being called and these things are discussed. And when you are not part of those teams, what will you do? You come on the social media, you rant. Because you don't know the policy of IPOB. You don't know what IPOB is pursuing. But you claim, I am IPOB this, I'm IPOB that. So, my brother, if it have gotten to this point, I think the time have come. We are going to make it very clear. You are not IPOB media. Please find a better name for yourself to stop confusing our people. Because our people are believing that those people claiming to be IPOB media, that they are speaking the voice of the Biafran struggle or the voice of the leadership. Why they are not? They don't even know our plans. They don't know the things we have on table. So, my brother, the religious issue, it is the same group of people that are doing those things, and we have warned them. But what they want is that let us start exchanging. Some of them want Chinasa and Woru to come and talk, so they will now use me and make program. Without my name has become so sweet in their mouth that some of them can no more sleep. A day does not pass by without calling Chinasa and Woru, Chinasa and Woru, Chinasa and Woru, Chinasa and Woru. And I am here. We are going nowhere. We will defeat them, and we will make sure that all we are looking for, the price that we have paid for, that we are all going to reap that prize, which is the restoration of Biafra. Thank you, Mazi.
And
Thank you.
Imaz, I have little thing to add
But do you have a
that
call? Mwada Jovista, do you have a caller?
I have so many calls, but let me quickly add a little thing that these people, what they do first of all, is to manipulate their viewers. They make them to believe that they are speaking for IPOB and they are on Biafran cause, and this is what will make people to listen to them. But in summary, the best way to win an argument is to bring up a superior argument without insult, without attacks, and with respect to the rights of the people, because everybody have the right either to religion, right to believe, and right to your faith. People should know this. They don't call attack truth, because they will attack other person and claim that they are speaking the truth. You are attacking the person's right. So what you should do is to educate other person by only raising a superior argument.
Thank
Please,
you.
this caller has been waiting so much for over 15 minutes. He has been waiting. Caller on the line, can you go ahead? Your name and where you're calling from. Thank you
They
for
have
holding on
give
for a
them
very long time.
2 minutes so that because we'll be rounding up very soon. We'll be rounding the program up very soon. Every caller have 2 minutes. Is the caller there?
Yes, yes. The caller is in. Please, can dear friends hear you, please? Can viewers hear you? Your name again and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Simon. I'm calling from Italy.
You're welcome to the program.
Thank you. I want to say good evening to our guests, one of the members of the DOS, Mazi Chinasa, and thank you all the two presenters. I want to make a little contribution because based on this, our people that are listening to broadcasters, you may listen and you may not be able to comprehend, maybe to carry what you heard. Then I think it will be better for you not to listen to them at all. There are some people that went there to listen and they will learn. But there are some that will go there and at the end of the day, what they will come back with, maybe when they go to their meeting, they'll be asking questions out of point. one of our members met me one day and he asked me, hey, young man, why is it that our people are always, killing me Simon and something like that, just with Igbo language. So I was surprised to hear such kind of a thing from him because, but in another one, I'm not sorry because I know that before he says such thing, he has been listening to somebody from that jungle, from that very particular place. Somebody has been telling him something.
Hello, the caller. Please, can you summarize? We want to accept some people because here I've had over 200 calls, which we have not attended up to 5 people. Please, can you quickly just make it a quick one? If it is a contribution or a question, just in 30 seconds, please. Thank you.
It's just a contribution. People to not to be listening to what they cannot be able to carry, and another thing is our people to be able to support the movement, not because our leader is in detention. Then everybody will wait until they come out before they will be able to do something. If you know that you are a member, you need to, presenting or be full in everything, pay your dues, go to meeting, make contributions, not only waiting for when our leader is out before we come out and do something. That is all, and so I have some other things, but because many people are on the line, let me summarize. Thank you, and thank you. Bye.
Thank you for that. This
Brother, can we take this call on
before you
Skype?
have been there, please just a quick one. You have 1 minute, please.
Okay, thank you for that. Can you hear me now? Am I coming out?
Loud and clear.
Okay, my name is Nnamdi. From the very first presentation of Mazi Chinasa on this interview, he was trying to make a clarity about the autopilot distraction and every other distraction coming into this struggle. Struggle. So what I want to address is this. My question is this. Number one question is that if something of that nature can come out, does it mean that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wife, our law, have been restricted of going to see the husband in the dungeon of the DSS? Because why I'm asking this is that if every other person will lie to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of the consistency and the good work from the director of state, should the wife also lie to him in that dungeon? Number one. Then secondly, again, I realized that before Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, was adopted, there was a certain time he had an alliance, with Ambazonia. Now also that our lawyers have fought a good fight, and at the end of the day, it got to this point that the Nigerian government, with their counterparts, the Britain and US and France, have decided that they will not let go. So my question is this: is it not a good one? If it's not a good time for him to answer this question, no problem. But is it not a good one that at the Ambazonia with us walk out of the circumference of Nigeria and start fighting this fight legally, internationally, so that the world will have a clear picture? Because a time is coming that they are pushing us to the wall, so that when we react, nobody will call us a terrorist. Welcoming it because we have overstayed and we have watched at complaints and they're killing us and nobody's saying anything. So that's my two questions. If it's gonna be
your question is well gotten. Your question is well gotten. Mazi, did you hear him clearly?
Mazi Chinasa, are you there? I don't know if Mazi Chinasa is there. We have a caller on Skype. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
I thought you would have attended to his question. Okay, but if you are taking a new caller.
Yeah, let's take this caller. Then we'll be able to see Mazi Chinasa because we have to start rounding up the program. We have spent over 3 hours, and I think it's time then we might reschedule this program for some other time. We cannot spend the whole night, on this.
If you know the way this line has been bustling.
Yeah, we can always reschedule for some other time. Hello, caller on Skype. Are you there?
Yeah. Good evening, my senior comrade.
Can you please speak out? Can you speak out louder, please?
Okay, sorry, my location. Good evening, Mazi Patrick Ikem and the one that Jovita.
Good
And
evening
also
to you.
extend my greetings to our GOC, Mazi Chinasa and the polymatic members of DOS. My name is Mazi Jidofo. I have one question and also a contribution. I don't know if my voice is coming out, please.
Go ahead, your voice is coming.
The first question I need to ask, which Mazi Chinasa is listening, having been a member of IPOB starting from 2013 to today, and I believe that this very struggle is built on discipline, and I began to see some time ago those most of our members, or let me say people on media, using this very language which I find very ugly to this struggle against a fellow comrade, which is hero worshipping and hypocrites. Maybe in one way or the other, you don't support the idea they brought on the table, you turn to hero worshipper, which I don't know who is the hero and who is worshipping the hero. I'll be asking myself this very question, and obeying and being a disciplined member of this very great movement, does it amount you becoming a hero worshipper? Why this struggle we have not restored our nation? That is a question that I really need GOC to help us to clarify for many Biafrans who are listening this very night. Second one is a suggestion I want to make, and that suggestion will go direct to the educational department of this very struggle, because I've taken some feasibility study on my own, realize that the reason why a lot of our people on media speak out of point is because they don't read. I know that many people give account of this very struggle which they fought during our fathers. A lot of people like Chinua Achebe, there was a country book. So I'm making this suggestion. I posted some of the books title on my page last time. I'm suggesting the educational department should help this very struggle and the Biafrans at large. If they can be able to get PDF of these books, I believe that it will help us a lot, those who have interest in reading, to refresh their memory of the history of the past, so that they can help us begin to share it. You know, IPOB is chain of command. You can go through WhatsApp. We can download all these books, read it to refresh our memory, and also know the history, so that when we come out to speak, we can be able to speak in direction. So this is a suggestion I want to make, and also the question I asked before. Thank you so much, Mazi Patrick Ikem.
Thank you very much. I don't know if Mazi Chinasa is available.
Yeah, Mazi, I'm here. I was
Okay.
kicked out before, but the first question I didn't get it very well. But
Yeah.
for the educational one, my brother, the Beats is having a seminar, and one of their yearly seminar is coming, and I will ask the Beats team to provide once again. Let's reshare the flyer. I think that educational this thing is coming up, and they have been doing a very great job. It's coming up by next month, I think around 23rd or 24th. So I would like, for most of those information, if you are interested, like you who just spoke about educational things, we can link you up with the BITS team, so that if you have your genuine contributions, we can be able to. They said the BITS is happening. I think it will be live also. It will be connected live on BTV on 24th of August. And our brother that just spoke about the educational, I can see maybe he's interested on the educational aspect of it. If you would like to join the educational team, so that all your contribution, you can be able to channel it that way. And we are hoping maybe in the near future, the BITS team will be traveling from continent to continent to educate people more about the Biafran it must be a continuous project. It's not just something we do and we stop because things are happening on a daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you very
Mazi,
much.
if you can, the
Yeah,
one of he talk about
there is,
hero.
yeah,
Yes.
there is something he talked about, people who are obedient in the struggle and following order and being respectful to the IPOB code of conduct, that some people who are insubordinate are even referring to them as hero worshippers, hypocrites, and so those insubordinate individuals who find themselves in the broadcasting space believe that everybody should toe the path of insubordination. So when you are disciplined and you are obedient in IPOB, you are considered, a hero worshipper or a hypocrite who is supposed to be insubordinate. So he's now trying to ask questions in that direction so that the issue can be addressed.
Yeah. Okay, Mazi. Thank you so much. Mazi, the blackmailers are always there to find something to manipulate the audience. They feel by calling you that name, you understand me, who is a hero here? Who is the hero? Our respect will always go to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because we are here today. Is the tremendous work he has done to bring us. People call us also. We are not saying that we are perfect, both the leader and everybody, but seeing that imperfectness, and we tried our best to correct those things. We must give respect to who respect is due. If, for example, we respect Mazen Namdekano, we call him our hero. Nobody can take that away. He has done a very great job for the IPOB family worldwide, irrespective we have not restored Biafra. But he has taken us very far on a journey that even if tomorrow he is not that capable, we expect that other people will champion. That is how freedom fighting works. So if you call somebody, or because you are disciplined, somebody said, "Oh, well, you are a hero worshiper." Who are you worshiping? This is just they want to blackmail you so that you can be able to feel guilty that you are respecting, like you say. These are people who are insubordinate. They're just like some people who will come and tell you, why should you respect this person? For what reason? But they forgot that respect is always a reciprocal. You respect the discipline. They themselves telling you in the country where they live, they respect the law. They respect the institution. They respect the traffic light. They respect all those things. But they want you. They behave like feminists. Some of these feminists who carried out their agenda don't respect your husband. And some of them have their husband. They will tell you, I can't respect a man. But in their house, they respect their husband. So, Maz, not everything people talk, you know the right thing to do and continue to do the right thing. Do not allow them by blackmailing you or trying to talk you down. I have told you, you see those people talking those things, if they push us, we will publish we will watch their dirty linen on this social media. Let me tell anybody, don't underrate IPOB members. Don't underrate IPOB leadership. None of us, our head are not correct. You see anybody, any young man that rise up and start fighting a nation that he wants his freedom, think about that person. He's crazy. It's not ordinary. For somebody to stand up say, I want to fight for freedom, and you stood fighting a nation like Nigeria, and somebody is out there messing with you, trying to blackmail you, and when you show he's doing his worst, when you show him you're the other side, they will still come on social media to cry. For months, many of them have been talking about the leadership of IPOB. We do like we don't hear. We will only come out once, and wash their dirty linen a little and on the social media, and you will see them cry and cry and cry and even get heart attack. But we are not going to do that because that is not why we are here. We have bigger projects in front of us, and that is where we are focused. So neglect those blackmailers and they focus on what you are doing. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you. Jovister, I think we have to take the last caller from your end. But before then, I would personally would like to make a contribution because in recent time we've seen people who have managed to build their social media pages and they needed to keep those pages running. So people would always want to, even when they have nothing to offer, we always want to strike up controversial topics to keep people engaged. And that is what I have personally noticed. Unfortunately, sometimes fatigue also sets in. And because when you are regularly on air, trying to keep yourself busy, trying to keep people busy, at some point you get fatigued. So most of the time you see them going out of point, trying to say things that doesn't exist because they feel that they have an audience to entertain. And this is part of the mentality of the so-called defunct, because at the stand today, autopilot is no longer existing. If you ask me, in my opinion, this is the mentality of how it was founded, trying to keep people engaged. And you know how people love stories, how people love visualization. People, the moment you are in the media, it is always difficult for you to pull back because you feel at some point that you are no longer being noticed and things like that. So for me personally, I think that people, when they get obsessed with always coming on the media all the time, they feel that any day they didn't come, there is something they are missing because they feel that the audience are waiting for them to come and talk to them. Unfortunately, that is where they miss the point, and you start seeing them speak left, right, and center, things that doesn't even exist because they feel that they have an audience to entertain, quite unfortunately. Nwada Jovister, I think we'll have to take the last caller from your end before we end the program.
Okay, last caller on the line. Your name and where you are calling from. A quick one. You are the last caller.
I'm calling from my location. Good evening.
Good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah. We answer that's the leadership. My Aguna Chamber, I greet you. So my suggestion, bro, some people in the on our this on ground, some people already now sponsor the struggle, but due to fear of insubordination, because some coordinators who now roll with the autopilot. So most of people don't know where to start to support financially. So more now suggest to leadership. Mobuna hage mepe all this OP and the other farm play. So mepe attack their timeline, like a inquiry line. So people will be paying from there because some people are ready to support on the ground here. Mana hammer the appropriate place to pay the money or onye yenyego or the save. Some people might be as a member of the struggle. Now, some people, many things are happening on the ground here, which is even the IPF leadership is saying it. Because some coordinator, they forgot apart from their member, they the enemies. Some people are afraid. When they actually sponsor the struggle, mana hammer the eba yetiego na case tiego. So I who go me an inquiry land before say nyande mother account eba hangwele if you like you put money there the leadership can receive it. So on my contribution this night. Then another one here. All these people supporting the infiltrators here, the moral zone and unit eba contribute. They are sympathizers. We on the ground here know what is happening. Most of them, if you ask them, then you ask them one question, who is going there for Nnamdi Kanu? The person that you are following, and their border will only open an international meeting. No court will decide. Only next time we can lawyer na court. The truth. So if you cannot believe the leadership who he believe or somebody else. So I try to make a ban. Here I'm on the ground is too much. So here one suggest again all those people, the media team and the media attack, they are deceiving our people. Mostly the gullibility in our land is out of hand. Most people, I can hear Aguna Chamber say, some people don't know what IPOB want, but they are claimed to be media warrior. Most of them are not about IPOB you. On a hand, I claim to have IPOB. Somebody could call me this morning, type of Sunday, and I Or iwu bụ na eziokwu bụ na the infiltrator nyere Nigerian government 41, 42, for 24 hours for them to allow doctor to see Nnamdi Kanu. I say, what more the power to give them and Nigeria obey? Why not give them the order so that they release Nnamdi Kanu? So he will be asking you here and there, today, everywhere. So near one will be Mazi, one of them not stop here and publish enough, I can do more than history. Because I can see most of them, since I had announced to resign, I do everything, I'm not working for my IPOB and this, their platform are punished on the social media. Nobody's listening again. So as for me, my pride is IPOB. If I'm up on outside IPOB, I can't matter. So that is my contribution. Thank you.
You're welcome. Aguneshemba, I
Thank you
hope you
very
heard him
much. Yes.
clearly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
We'll be rounding up so that you'll be able to give us your last statement for the day while you address this issue.
Okay, thank you, Mazi. I have heard that our comrade. But for now, there is the ban on that people are on ground zero should not contribute. That ban still remain. But if somebody feel he's capable, I think through the website we have, if you have account of PayPal, all those kind of things, you can do that through PayPal. For now, it is very risky for us to give you OPay account or anything, tell people and publish it on the social media or tag it anywhere, tell people to pay in. It will be very easy for the zoo government. One of the people paying in the money there will be zoo will go and pay money there to be able to track the account. So for now, we are not going on that, but we have received your contribution and your suggestion based on that, and other members of DOS are also listening. And in coming to the end of this program, let me say to this end, I will urge all Biafrans all over the world, wherever all of you are, those of you who have remained resolute during this our quest for freedom, I bet you we will surely restore Biafra. All most of the things that are happening, they are bound to happen. They are teaching us a great lesson. These are the hurdles we need to pass before we get to the promised land. And I want everybody tonight, we are in another stage of this struggle. It needs more strategy, it needs more critical thinking. It's not just everything you see, you will just swallow them. The most important thing is for us to understand the body language of this movement. The body language matters so much because people can come to talk for you to be impressed, for you to be happy. They will just give you some news, you jump around. For them, some people, what many of our people don't understand, there are news they give you on social media for you to be happy. And when you are happy, they use it and they strike some deal behind you. That is what many of them are doing with the name of this struggle, with the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And also, I want to use this opportunity because there are certain accusations people will bring against IPOB and it is not accepted. Today, we have seen many media publications talking about how IPOB members are mocking the death of Iwanyanwo, Senator Ifeanyi Oba, and even Obiozo. And I want to correct this impression. IPOB will never support anybody mocking the death of anyone. IPOB are not responsible for anybody who is mocking the death of Senator Ifeanyi Oba or Iwanyanwu. And that we make this thing very, very clear. I don't know Senator Ifeanyi Oba. I don't know him. I don't have anything to do with him. But I want our people to be very reasonable. When you want to criticize something, when you want to talk about anything, make sure you have your facts intact. The death of Senator Ifeanyi Oba was a shock to many people. And most of you are not seeing it in any direction. You just go directly and start mocking. He died. Do you understand me? This is in no way being accepted by the IPOB leadership. I must be very frank, irrespective of anything. Ifeanyi Oba is just, I think he's new in Nigerian politics. I think he has been in politics for the past 6 years now or 7 years. We have been in the struggle before that time. Irrespective of those who challenge us, who oppose what we are doing, whether in secret or anything, or utterances, it must not give us that right to go and start mocking the death of an Igbo young man. Forget about politics. I don't know him. I haven't get. I don't. But we must always remember, like our brother asked that question here on the early stage about people who, what is their value? As long as I know, Ifeanyi Oba have helped many Igbo people from Nnewi, his community. Many people. The people know him. He have touched the life of people, both schools, hospitals. Many people can. At least I know that. Sometimes we must, when somebody die, unless it's a pronounced enemy of Biafra, even our pronounced enemy, we can't even celebrate his death. So I want our people to sometimes learn. Do not see people. Sometimes these are Nigerian agents. They want to. They are creating. Do you understand me? An enmity between we and our people, between we and the people, even to the international community. That look at the way these people are behaving. Their brother died. You see how they are mocking his death. This is not wisdom. There is no way this is wisdom. There is no way. There is no way. Okay, he's dead. May his soul rest in peace. If he was against us, he's out of the way. But I have never seen in any way he's against us. Let us be always have our record very, very correct. There are certain I said here, most of you who pick up certain things on social media and talk. If I tell you certain things, most of you will be ashamed of yourself. Most of you will be ashamed of yourself. I have said this thing, and I normally talk to our IPOB media. I said, what you don't understand before you go, because you are one of the mouthpiece of IPOB. Before you go there to talk, if some information is not clear, call somebody to get information. All of you were here when the leader of the wife of our leader came. She said it on the radio, the difficulty she encountered, and Ifeanyi Oba helped and supported her to be able to meet the husband. All of you saw that. That, even no matter any effort somebody made for IPOB, with a clear conscience, we must accept it. We don't compel people to come, that you must. And there is a wrong impression. I want every Biafran to remove the mind that everybody must come out to follow you on the street, on the social media, to castigate, to insult and do. Everybody must not do that. It does not happen anywhere. I have said this in on many occasions. You cannot just come, you expect this person to come and join you with IPOB. It doesn't happen. There are people that will continue to support this struggle. The people, our people, they want freedom. And it is IPOB that will lead and is leading for this struggle. There is nobody. For example, the Nigerian government, they wrote to many European countries. They are trying to demystify the Igbos. They wrote to many European countries telling them that the Igbos are the ones sponsoring the insecurity in Nigeria. That every Igbo in diaspora is a supporter of the Biafra agitation, that they are funding it. They even included the Edo people. They said, or even they do on cultism and all this stuff, that we send our money through the Hawala system. We are the one fueling terrorism in Nigeria. They wrote, we have these reports from different countries. And then when they are writing, no Igbo man is exempted. We cannot be pursuing also our brothers who are also being persecuted by Nigerian government for being Igbo. Every one of them have their own travail. They have things they are passing. They are not finding it easy also in the hands of Nigerian government. Are you telling me that if Peter Obi have a way to be a Biafran to, because he feel he do not have the guts, he decided to, do you understand me, doing it in the Nigerian circle, we do not blame anybody. Because not everybody can do this thing we are doing. It's not everybody. Not everybody have this guts. Not every man or woman have the guts to challenge a country and ask them that you are requiring for freedom. People are being killed. So I'm using this opportunity to talk to our people. Our utterances must be very, very strategic. It must be very, very sometimes diplomatic. I do not tell you don't say what you want to say. Say the truth at any time. But sometimes, o nwere ihe ndị Igbo na-ekwu sị, "Tatu okwu, ịtatu okwu eze, tatu ya eze." Because we understand in a society, there is a society where people always lies. A society full of liars. If you speak truth in that society, you are a liar. But in a society where people tell the truth, if you speak lies there, they will easily identify you. But any environment, like a Nigerian environment, where anybody you speak the truth, you are considered the liar. So that is why we have to be very careful in castigating, demonizing our people for no reason. If they ask you for what reason, you can't even say. So, Biafrans and all the lovers of freedom, I would like this program to continue maybe in another later date. And also, the wife of our leader will also be on this particular platform in the coming weeks to be able to speak to Biafrans, to encourage Biafrans in our pursuit for everybody to stand strong. He will be live also on the BTV to speak to our people. But one thing I'm telling you and be assured, the IPOB leadership we will never hesitate to do anything we have to do to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. People may not understand what the IPOB leadership is doing. And they don't need to understand because of what? It will be sabotaged. They will use it to come and speak on social media. They will give the enemies the, because when pressure mounts on the enemy, you don't know where the pressures are coming from. You don't know. Because if the southeastern politicians forget about, some of them may want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, some of them do not want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out for their own personal reasons. And that is why we are very, very careful to make sure until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out from the hands of the criminals or the Nigerian government. The most important thing every IPOB member have to do, make sure if you are in IPOB, go back to your family meeting. Go back there, support the struggle through the normal means we normally support the struggle. Through your monthly dues. Sometimes there are donations to carry out certain projects, ESN projects. Because that is why we can even boast that people farmed, that people were able to cultivate this season. And I'm using this opportunity. I know the flyers will be there. We'll be having an ESN fundraising in Austria. ESN with ESN fundraising will come up in Austria. We urge all Biafrans, people who want to join the Austrian family in the fundraising. People do not understand that these men, this is raining season. Some of them, I mean, you can't even, we have no words to describe the dedication, the effort these guys are putting, even during this rainy season. With the little fund resources we have. Because when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, their plan was to destroy ESN, hand it over. Look at a mess they tried to mess out of ESN. The criminals try. When they came to hijack, they tried, they said they are this, they formed, they photocopied everything IPOB have done. They produce M branch, they produce. But Have you asked yourself how did most of these things did not go down just by talk? We know our duty, we know how to control some of these excesses. And I'm using this opportunity to warn also people in Abia State, in Aba in particular, because TOG gave out money to point at criminals. Now, some of you are now pointing hands at IPOB members in power line, and the order has been given. ESN and the IPOB intelligence units must be on a watch. Anybody you identified, you point your fingers on IPOB person. You say you know one IPOB person who is doing business in his shop because it's an IPOB. If we found anybody missing, I doubt you will live to tell the story. You will never live to tell the story. This is an order that anybody who have taken up the assignment because Alex Soti gave out money that help them to point out criminals who attack this, and then they are paying you 10,000. You come and point one IPOB member. Every IPOB member must be on very high alert in Abia State, especially in Aba. If anybody threaten you, this is another warning. Anybody threatening you, you are IPOB member, we do you this thing. Do not joke with that threat. Report that person immediately because he is a traitor. These are the certain things we must make sure we will not tolerate in Biafra land. Somebody harass you, I will tell police because you are IPOB member. Report to the leadership. Report to any IPOB coordinator. We will first deal with him before he report to the police. Because the Nigerian military they have adopted a quite number of people in Abia State claiming they are IPOB. Anytime they launch their political attack in Abia State, in Aba, they move in to adopt innocent youths, beating them, asking them to point one IPOB member they know. And I'm using this evening also to talk to Alex Oti. I know you are trying to build Abia State. And you are doing a great job. I can't say that. I can't say you are not. But I'm telling you, you must warn the Nigerian military that are patrolling in Aba. Because most times, we have to warn the people before we start reacting. People will say we are complaining. Yes, we have to say because so that when we will react, people will understand where we are coming from. And finally, I'm also using this opportunity to talk to the Nigerian military and the Southeast governors. I think it is time this military and police checkpoints scattered in Biafra land, it is time to dismantle them because the extortion going on in Biafra land is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We all know that even extortion carries a 12 years or 15 years sentence in the Armed Forces Act. Extortion. But the military are extorting our people on every minute, every hour, all the streets, all the roads in the southeast. And it is against their own act, their own Armed Forces Act. The videos, the extortion is happening on a daily basis. Arson. The military something will happen in Aba Central. They will go 10, 20 kilometers away, go to bomb people's houses, arson. For what reason? These are offenses in their own Armed Forces Act. But the governors, they know this. The politicians, they know this. They know that extortion is a criminal offense, even in the military. But the militaries are all in our southeast extorting people. And you can tell me that these people are not holding us hostage, and you're telling me that we are in their eyes, that we are not conquered people. This is telling you that our territory is a conquered area because this is what is against their own law. It is against their own practices. Their it is against it. but they are the one extorting from morning 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening. 12 hours extortion from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. 12 hours extortion on a daily basis. Whether you pass them 5 times, 6 times, you must settle them. This is not something we have. We know we are saying it, but I think we are taking it. IPOB medias, we must take these things on a different dimension. It is time to tell the military what they are doing in our land, because these things are what are leading to provocations. That when people start to match them on those checking points, they will turn around and say it's IPOB. They forgot that they are provoking people, they are intimidating people. Their checkpoints is where many youth are missing, and they turn around when they got hit by their illegal activities on their military checkpoints, then they will claim IPOB is responsible. But I think it is time for the governors to look into this and make sure those military checkpoints are dismantled in Biafra land. Because in most cases, many things IPOB are saying is just for the betterment of our people. We change our strategies because we want our people to understand, because the Nigerian government have tried to portray IPOB activities as a criminal group, a cult group, people that are killing their own people. That is why we have spent our energy, because people do not know what is happening. Do you see Nigerian government talking? No. But they are working behind the doors, trying to sentence IPOB, trying to sentence some people, target on IPOB. And I'm sure by the time, maybe in the next couple of months, they will tell you we have sentenced how many people in the name of IPOB fighting for agitation. And that we must all resist. When the global terrorism index tried to classify IPOB as a terrorist group, we fought them. We filed a case against them in their headquarters in Australia. We fought them they tried to retrieve those statements. And that is how we are going to fight the Nigerian military on this particular. Mazi came. I know if we continue talking here, we are going to spend, because there are still a lot of things to say. But I promise you, I'm going to come back on this forum so that we can be able to continue on this discussion and we'll be able to educate our people. Because I know if our people are being informed very well, they will behave. If our people are being informed, they will know the direction they are going. And I also urge all IPOB coordinators around the world from time to time, pick up your members, come on Biafran television. This platform belongs to every one of us. We want this platform to be also another medium, not only Radio Biafra, where our people will queue on. This is social media. Some people may say, oh, social media today, social media is a way of life. You cannot run away from it. This is where we dispatch our messages. Some may be listening through the radio. Some are on social media and they love listening what we are doing. So we have to make use of these platforms. And the Mazi Patrick, he came, and the one that Jovita, I thank you both for anchoring me this evening. And I hope to be on this program again in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mazi. We hope to host you once again more in the future as we proceed with the struggle for Biafra restoration. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for responding to all the questions as they came in. Madam Wada Jovista, do you have any closing remark for our people as we wind down?
Is to appreciate our Agone Chamber for allowing us to host him on this very faithful day to once again enlighten our people. This is a man who works round the clock to make sure that things are being put in place. We appreciate him. We appreciate the DOS and all that also try to put BTV in place to make sure that we have different facilities where our people are being educated and enlightened. To our great viewers and wonderful Biafrans and the lovers of freedom, I must appreciate also your time, your efforts and your support to IPOB to see to the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the freedom of Biafra. I will also remind us that I said before that the only way to win an argument is to knock out the opponent with a superior argument. It is not necessary to attack, to insult, or to step on people's rights. Mazi Ikem Patrick, I also thank you so much for you to dedicate your time here also. And I will never forget a technical engineer who also worked around the clock, seeing to all our media outlets to make sure that all are working and that people are getting equipped, because knowledge through education is a great weapon that when people have it, you cannot easily defeat them. So to everyone out there, I must say thank you. And as I still remain Wada Jovister Chichi, and I said good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Marada. Thank you, Mazi Chinasa. I want to say thank you, Biafrans all over the world, for your patience. Thank you for being part of this program. I want to especially appreciate those who shared this program, who tagged their friends. We want to appreciate those who commented, both positively and negatively, notwithstanding. I want to also apologize for those whose call didn't come in, who couldn't make their contribution. I promise that in the future, in subsequent programs, you're going to have the possibility to do so. And as we come your way in the coming days, I hope that you stay tuned to BTV. Continue to download the application. Continue to like and follow the page, because programs are always happening here on a daily basis. We will be here doing what we are trained to do. I will be bringing our own contribution to making sure that we educate our people for them to really understand that a lot of work is going on the ground. We've always said that we have to accept it. It's not everything that have to come to the media, but we just have to be faithful and remain consistent and steadfast in our struggle, because definitely Biafra will be restored. As we work also towards the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, every hand must be on deck. Whatever contribution you have to make in making that possible, bring it forward. And I believe that the leadership is there to stand in the gap to make sure that we do the needful. So come your way next time. My name remains Mazi Ike Patrick DK. I want to say have a wonderful evening, morning or night, depending on your location. May God bless you all. Thank you.